Welcome everyone to this ICC World Cricket League Championship fixture between Hong Kong and the Netherlands here at a sunny Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Here with the two captains, Bubba Hyatt and Peter Boren, and match referee Deb Gonji. And we can have the coin toss now. Bubba is the home team.
Heads.
Heads. You can have a bat.
Good luck.
Pete, you've Bubba, just hold there for us for a moment. Pete, you won the toss, having a bat. What do you think of the pitch?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think a little bit different from the 4-day wicket, which was obviously a belter in terms of batting. So, but in saying that, I think it's going to be should be a high scoring game. I think both teams have got pretty dangerous batters, and we're pretty keen to have first use.
And did that draw in that final day, has that given a bit of a lift to spirits in the camp?
Yeah, I guess so. I think it was obviously we were on the back foot for 3 days, and to come out there and make them work hard on the last day was a great effort from those two boys, putting on 388, pretty serious partnership. So, yeah, it was great.
And any changes to your side from the 4-day game?
Yes, Ashad Malik has come in for Tim van der Guden, who was unfortunately injured during the 4-day game, and I'm pretty sure that's about it, yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
All right, cheers. Good luck.
Thanks.
Bubba, lost the toss. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, obviously, we want to do bat first as well, but I don't think so the wicket going to change as much, so it doesn't matter.
Guys feeling in good form after the 4-day game?
Obviously, everyone is in good touch, so looking forward for a good game. It will be a good scoring game.
And can you remember any changes for this 4-day to the 1-day?
Yeah, Jamie comes in for Tanveer Afzal.
So Jamie Atkinson in for Tanveer Afzal.
Yeah.
All the best today, Bubba.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We're not far away from the first ball here in the ICC World Cricket League Championship match between Hong Kong and the Netherlands. Join us soon. Yes, and that soon is very soon. Welcome here for the first ICC World Cricket League Championship fixture. Saw the coin toss there with the Netherlands winning it and electing to bat first. Vital matches here, and with alongside me Charlie Burke to discuss that, the Director of Cricket. No one will know that better than yourself. These two matches, both today and on Saturday, are going to make a big bearing on that points table.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty tight at the top, particularly the three countries up the top of the table at the moment. You've got PNG are on top with the Netherlands and then Hong Kong, so it's absolutely vital games.
Yes, and it's certainly beautiful conditions for cricket here in Hong Kong. It's 20 degrees, a little bit chilly in the morning, but you can see the Lion Rock in the background there. Got the points table up here, Charlie. It's one of the great new features we've got here in this live streaming. As you can see, PNG on top there with 12 points, but the Netherlands and Hong Kong right behind them. And so the winner of this game today will be on top of the table at least for a couple of days till the second fixture. Certainly, I think Hong Kong will be rueing that loss to Kenya back in November last year. Left that series 1-1. Had they, of course, got the 2-0 that they were after, that would have put them on top. So not far away from the first ball here. It looks, to my eye, like Ehsan Nawaz is going to open the bowling with Stefan Myberg on strike. Out in the first over in both innings in the 4-day game, so he'll be keen just to get through the first one.
He's been a bit out of touch recently, but he's a mighty fine cricketer. He'll go pretty hard here, particularly in the power play with the first 10 overs. We've got the first delivery here of game 1.
Well, that's not a very good start.
It's certainly not an attractive start for cricket, anyway. Ehsan just dragging that one down the leg side, and effort there from Chris Carter to collect that leg side delivery. Never good stay in the game with a 4 wides. Ehsan again.
A little bit wide.
Called again. We've got Buddy Pradhan umpiring from the bowler's end from Nepal. One of the more experienced umpires on the Associates and Affiliates panel. And we have Ian Thompson, who's standing in his first World Cricket League Championship fixture. Is at square leg at the moment.
Well, that one's just bounced a little bit. It's a very good wicket there. There's plenty of carry, a little bit uncharacteristic almost. You can see that 4-day wicket. You could still play on that. In fact, I think they might for the second one-day match. It's a very good surface out there, and certainly be expecting plenty of runs.
Yeah, we had obviously the 4-day fixture finished on Monday, and we used that wicket there to the left. It was a cracking wicket. So again from SR Noirs, a little bit of width, outside off, through to the keeper Carter. One change in the Hong Kong side, they've got Jamie Atkinson, who's at first slip. He's come in for Tanveer Afzal. Tanveer Afzal missed out on the recent Desert T20 due to a broken finger. SR Noirs again to Myberg. No shot offered outside the off stump. So a pretty standard field in one-day cricket. We've got a third man and a fired and leg. First slip, a gully, a point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, and just a square leg, just in front of square. Pretty standard field for a first few overs of a one-day match. SR again.
Just the team list scrolling across your screen there. Throwing out all the features here today in this the early part of this stream. I think we've just about burned all our tricks with the points table and team lists. Let's have another look at the Hong Kong lineup here. Nadeem Ahmed, Tanveer Ahmed. We won't see them opening the batting, but we've got this in alphabetical order. Jamie Atkinson, great to have him back in the side today. Chris Carter, Hassan Nawaz bowling now. Bubba Hyatt, the skipper. Looking forward to seeing the Zakat Khan later on as well. It's well bowled, so he's tightened up well after the 5 wides off the first ball. And still one ball to come. Got the Netherlands team list here. Peter Boren, the skipper. And of course, Stefan Myberg out there at the moment. Michael Rippon bowls some spin. I'm sure Peter Seller, one of the heroes from the 4-day match. And that's hit hard and a misfield. That is going to go pretty close to the boundary. It's a teaser. And Zakat Khan and a boundary, so a good start for the Netherlands. 9 runs from the first over. It's 9 for no loss.
Yeah, Stephen Myberg will be feeling a lot better about himself. He missed out in the 4-day matches, and we know how dangerous he can be with the bat, particularly at the top of the order and in one-day cricket. But a sloppy bit of fielding there. Waqas Khan at cover. And we have, looks like Azaz Khan is going to open from the softball end. For those in Hong Kong, you can get online to Ticket Flap, get your tickets for today and Saturday's match. General admission is actually free if you get it online. Azaz Khan, a fuller pitch delivery early on. Starts with a dot ball. To mid-off to the skipper Bubba Hyatt, who's in pretty good form at the moment. 173 in the first innings of the 4-day match and 30-odd in the second innings. He'll be looking for some more runs in the Hong Kong colours today.
We love mixing up the angles here sometimes, Charlie. Great view from mid-wicket there.
Wicket is looking in belter again, Max.
Yep.
Particularly with the good weather we've been having here in Hong Kong over the last
Isn't it been nice?
week and a half. It's been delightful. Azaz Khan again.
Oh, that's gone. Bowled him.
That's
A misjudgment there. The ball just nipped back slightly. And the first wicket's fallen here. Azaz Khan strikes. The Netherlands 9 for 1.
It's two types of leaves, Max, and there's good ones and bad ones, and good delivery there from Azaz Khan to get the first wicket of the Netherlands side. We'll try and grab a replay on this in a moment. Here we go. Oh,
Let's come back a little bit.
let's just nip that one back. And the man of the match from the 4-day first class I-Cup fixture, Ben Cooper, is coming out to bat. Number 32 on his back. Tall left-hand bat. Batted beautifully in the 4-day game. He hit very straight early on and didn't give gave a few early chances, but it was pretty faultless after that. So the Netherlands lose their first wicket, 10 for 1.
Pretty sure the score's 9.
Azaz in again to Cooper. Cooper's first delivery.
Oh, it's a good ball.
It's a terrific delivery to get first up. Cooper accepts the challenge there and knocks it to mid-on. So a similar field Azaz Khan has to what Ehsan Khan has, except square legs move to mid-wicket. Azaz Khan in again to Cooper. Stayed a bit low, that one.
Yep. Perhaps just the early signs are that the same carry isn't quite in this surface that was for the 4-day fixture. But it would be an early call to make any rapid assessments, which is not what we're into here, Charlie. We're, of course.
Well, traditionally, the wickets on the far left there, wickets 6, 7 and 8 have usually been the better wickets, but we've had a lot of water over the last 12 months. These middle wickets don't usually play as well. That's a great shot.
That's a guy in form. Ben Cooper, we saw plenty of those shots in his 173 last week, and Azaz Khan didn't do a hell of a lot wrong there other than perhaps just err slightly on the pads.
I know he's a tall bloke, but geez, he just stands up so tall when he goes straight down the ground there. It's lovely to watch. A typical left hand, anything sort of pitched on middle and leg usually gets murdered for a left-hander. Very good on the pads, so promising signs for Cooper, not great signs for Hong Kong that he's in this sort of touch.
So Charlie, you've been involved with Hong Kong cricket for some time. Is there much history between these two sides in terms of previous meetings?
There was a lot of history prior to my arrival. Used to play each other a lot in the back then the I-Cup. Was actually some first class cricket back in the day, and then it sort of Hong Kong fell down the rankings for a while. But there is a lot of history. There's a lot of history actually between the two teams with Jamie Atkinson's father, Stephen Atkinson. He played for both Holland and Hong Kong. I'm sure he'll be watching somewhere in the sunny northeast of England where he's residing now.
So Jamie Atkinson not wicket keeping today. I see Chris Carter's got the gloves. Is there any
it's been
reason for that, or
I just think it's been a great opportunity for Chris Carter with Jamie not being contracted full time now because of his teaching commitments, and he's trying for his career path and all that. So Carter's got the gloves today. I thought he kept really well in the 4-day game. He's been hampered a bit with some back injuries over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, but he's worked pretty hard with the staff at Pinnacle, our strength and conditioning staff, and he's looking pretty fit actually. So he's got the gloves today, and Jamie's actually probably one of our better fielders, if not best fielder out there actually in the middle, so useful for Hong Kong. SR Nawaz missed that delivery I think there on the screen, back of a length. Myberg just playing it out to Anshuman Rath, who's now at cover. So slight change in the field there. Bubba Hyatt's come into a shortish cover. SR Nawaz again into Myberg. 2 left-handers at the moment at the crease for the Netherlands.
Not a lot of movement out there. Looks like it's pretty straight. I mean, we did see the wicket that fell, which was in fact Ripon being knocked over. He got one that nipped back a little bit, but in general, certainly from this end here, it looks pretty gun barrel straight at the moment.
I think also with the balls that we use in international cricket, the turf balls don't have a lot of seam on them. Most club cricket around the world will use regulation just due to the price more than anything, and the turf balls don't have a lot of seam, so to be able to get something out of it, as Azars did with the first wicket on a pretty flat wicket, it's a good effort there. So end of the over. It's the end of the 3rd over here in the game 1 of the World Cricket League Championship between the Netherlands and Hong Kong.
Just wonder how Ben Cooper's feeling after that big knock, batted for a day and a bit. I dare say, being in Hong Kong, he might have had a little bit of celebration after play there. Not much time to recover. So slightly over-pitched and hammered.
Yeah, a bit too full there from Azaz Khan, and dealt with accordingly from a guy that's in a lot of form at the moment. Ben Cooper had pleasure of the Netherlands company the other night, and I asked how his recovery was, and he said he slept all day. So that was his Ben Cooper's recovery. So Azaz Khan in again to Cooper. Better length delivery.
Catch and dropped. Jamie Atkinson at first slip. Looked like he was surprised that the ball would come to him. And that's a big drop. Ben Cooper, in fact, does that hit him in the face?
He went down, and I thought he went down because he was disappointed, but he may be right there. It may have gone through the hands and actually hit him there. Hit him in the forehead. It's a replay of it. Missed opportunity there for Hong Kong. Cooper dropped at first slip. Hopefully the former skipper Jamie Atkinson's all right there. I think it went through the hands. It went pretty quick to Atkinson at first slip.
It's a big drop though. It just looked like he wasn't quite ready.
Yeah, it wasn't a difficult height, particularly when the ball's been keeping a bit low. But
and hits you in the face.
Yeah. I have seen this before from Azaz Khan. He does love to bounce back after a bit of disappointment, the delivery before. So he's going to use opportunity here. So this is Myberg's first delivery from Azars. Oh, terrific line of length there. Just outside off stump there, a play and miss, outside off. Giving no room there at all. I think the length's going to be crucial today on this wicket, making sure you don't over pitch. Azaz Khan in again to Myberg, who throws his hands at it. Slight misfield there at mid-on, and they pick up a second. So Wakas Khan, he's misfielded one at cover, and he's just fumble there at mid-on. Just let them get back for two. Azaz Khan again to Myberg, a better length. That's end of the over. Netherlands 21 for 1. Ben Cooper on strike here. Stephen Myberg at the non-strikers, and SR Noirs to bowl his third over.
Unusual to see just Tamir Afzal in front of us with the 12th man shirt on. He's been such a staple of this Hong Kong team. That's just off the thigh pad. So no wide going to be signalled there. But Ben Cooper certainly looking dangerous here. Obviously been dropped, but he's hit a couple of boundaries already. It's been a lot more circumspect from Stefan Myberg so far. Saw him really look to go on the attack from the first over in the Intercontinental Cup match. But on this occasion, he's just elected to have a look at a few. Oh, and that's gone through the gate, and well stopped by Chris Carter.
Just getting that odd delivery, Max, to keep low with the new balls. Not great when you're in the field and you're the side batting second. It's not usually good to watch.
Got the jinx on the YouTube feed here. So Jamie Atkinson just header one over the bar. It's not bad. It's driven firmly to mid-off. Now Jamie Atkinson is a good guy. He would take it in jest and dish something back out, I dare say.
Well, he's a big football or soccer fan.
Sunderland, isn't it? Massive Sunderland fan.
Hence the 73 on the back of his shirt. It's last time Sunderland won the FA Cup, I believe. Hence the reason for his shirt number. SR Noirs again into Cooper.
Got a question here from John James saying, what is a good score here?
Two first names, John James. I would suggest 270 plus, which is not going to be easy to bat second on this wicket, but I would suggest par score would be around about 270.
Yeah, I think that's... it's just miscued Cooper looking to play the big shot. He may be just feeling a little too confident here. Ben Cooper is playing very positively, although I sense that maybe his natural game style.
Well, it's a great over here from SR Noirs. He's given no width, good length. I was saying earlier, Max, that I think the length is critical on a day like today on this sort of wicket for the bowlers.
5-dot ball so far. Cooper plays the big shot. It's in the air and he gets away with it. It goes for 4. And we saw him give a couple of chances in that mid-on, mid-off region in the 4-day match. And this time it's hit down into the groundsman's zone there. 4 runs. So he didn't want to play out of maiden. Son has a good over. Drew an opportunity after building some pressure. He just sends for Hong Kong. If they can pick up 1 or 2 more early ones here, it's going to make a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. I think any team out in the field in the power play, it's kind of an unwritten law, I suppose, to try and get 3 wickets in the power play is usually everyone's target. Azaz Khan into Myberg.
It's clipped away on the pads. That's where you can't be. And Azaz put away there. So 2 boundaries in 2 balls. 1 off the last ball the previous over. Just relieves a bit of pressure from those dot balls.
You just can't, I've said it before, but you just can't bowl on a left-hander's pads. They are money for jam, those sorts of deliveries to a left-hander.
Yeah.
Slight change in the field here. It looks like
Putting a couple out.
it's just we've got
That's unusual.
Hassan Khan is on the 45, just inside the ring, and Hassan Nawaz has gone just behind square on the boundary. Azaz Khan again. Good length there, gave him not a lot of width. Fielded there from left arm spinner Nadeem Ahmed, who is probably the most experienced player out there on the field today for the Hong Kong side. Made his debut against Pakistan in an Asia Cup. I think he was about 16 at the time. So Azaz Khan again.
It's knocked into the onside there for no run.
Good delivery there.
And to answer your question, to James Bennett, no, we don't know where Max O'Dowd's batting today. He opened in the 4-day matches, but I think he came in at around 6 or 7 in the T20s, in the Desert T20. Can't see from our vantage point if he's got his pads on or not. So if we do spot him, we'll let you know.
Azaz Khan in again.
Is it? Ooh, I thought I heard a noise there. Must have been a clap or
I
a
think it was clicking of my
noise.
fingers there.
Clicking as it
Just,
goes past the edge.
Play a miss outside off to Cooper. Just sort of not a lot of footwork there. Just left the bat dangling outside off. And good to see Jamie Atkinson on screen there. He's looking okay after that drop catch.
Yeah. That's good delivery, and that did keep low. Has that gone through?
No,
No, he's been stopped. That really did keep low. That was pretty much the same delivery from the ball before. And not as true this surface as one played on in the World Cricket League, the Intercontinental Cup fixture. Yes, John, we are the same band of commentators together today, bringing you this. So if those streams were enjoyable, hopefully this one can be equally as fruitful for you. As that's played into the gap in the onside, they'll pick up a couple here. Marcus Khan, the fielder.
Ball's followed him today, Ehsan Khan.
Durga, just 87 watching. Well, that's up to 90 now, so just keep an eye on that through the day. There will be a lot of people in here Saturday. Bear in mind it's Thursday, 9:30 a.m. So it's not prime time for people in Hong Kong to come along and watch. We've got should have 3/4 of a full house here on Saturday. It's an old trick, that one. Sold out the gigs. Small venues, as Murray Hewitt from Flight of the Conchords would say.
So Jamie Atkinson's come out of first slip, gone into mid-wicket, which I think is probably a good decision considering the ball is keeping fairly low. Ehsan Nawaz will continue from the Lion Rock end to Myberg, nice and tight, good length.
Question here from James Bennett. This is a good one for you, Charlie. Is there development of local Chinese in Hong Kong domestic leagues?
Yes, there certainly is. In fact, today we've got around about 160 young Chinese school kids from our Junior Cricket Sixers program. I saw our development coordinator, Lasita Lai, over the other side of the ground, setting it all up.
Oh, inside edge. And that's going to go for 4. Bit unlucky here, Hong Kong. A few little half streaky moments for the Dutch, but that was an inside edge from Myberg and deflected enough to beat Chris Carter down to the boundary.
Yes, sort of a couple of little chances that would have been nice to go Hong Kong's way. There was obviously the drop catch at first slip. Cooper also going down the ground earlier, almost to mid-on, and then that inside edge from Myberg.
That's a much more positive shot, but no run. Push to the fielder.
But no, going back to the Junior Cricket Sixers program, we've got about 30 schools that are signed up to this program at the moment. All the resources and information is all in Cantonese, which is good to engage the local community and get young Chinese kids into this great game.
Very solidly defended there to mid-off. Myberg will benefit from giving himself a little bit of time here today. Probably not a good sign for Hong Kong that he's doing so.
Geez, it sounded pretty good off the bat as well then, that defensive push to mid-off. What bats he got there? Max, is that a Newbury?
Yeah, it looks like it. And he's gone hard at that one and timed it not as well, but straight to mid-off. Nizak Khan well and truly in the game there.
Myberg might just pin his ears back here, I reckon. His delivery is just looking for delivery to be over-pitched.
Yeah, well, he's faced 23 deliveries now, and he's on 15. That's that one go, and that's the end of the over. 36 off the first 6, and 1 wicket.
He's bowled pretty well today, Hassan Nawaz. I think he's bowled with a bit of pace in the 4-day game. And this wicket obviously a little bit slower, but apart from his first delivery of the match that went for 4 wide, so I think he's bowled a good length there. We've got Azaz Khan continuing. He's got the lucky 11 on the back of his shirt, bowling to Cooper, who's just fresh off 173 not out in the first class fixture. That's a beautiful shot, driven through the covers. Azaz Khan just over pitching there, and Anshman Rath unable to stop it there at short cover. But a terrific shot there from Ben Cooper. He's looking in to continue on from his form in the 4-day game. I think we'll just grab a replay of that. Just over pitch there from
a little bit of width as well, I think. Absolutely murdered there through the offside.
Good comeback there from Azaz. And fielded from young Anshman Rath, who was probably unlucky to miss out on the man of the match in the 4-day game, although I think Cooper deserved it. Anshman Rath scores of 98 not outs and 80 odd in the second innings before he was run out.
Wickets as well.
And a few wickets with his left arm spin. Azaz Khan in again at Cooper. Bit of width there and just hit to backward point. So the match officials today, we've got Buddhi Pradhan from Nepal. Ian Thompson are our on-field umpires. Reserve umpire today is Tabarak Dar, who's just come back from the Desert T20 in Dubai. And Dev Govinji is the match referee all the way from South Africa. Good bit of fielding there from the former skipper, Jamie Atkinson. Good tight lines from this,
So
from Azars. After
taking the slip out after having a catch go down there in the over before.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a bad decision. I just think this wicket, it's going to be fairly low, I would imagine, particularly as the ball gets a bit older. Obviously, we've got a new ball from each end in one-day cricket. Azaz Khan in again at Cooper. It's uppishly over cover. And they'll get 2 there, and Nazakat Khan, the sliding field, out at deep cover. And a good throw there to the wicketkeeper, Chris Carter. So a lovely day here in Hong Kong. I think we'll get a fair few people down this afternoon. Ben Cooper moves to 19, off 19 deliveries. Azaz Khan in at Cooper. Good length, that one. Nice and tight. Gives him no room to move there. And that's end of the over.
Just catch these balls up here. This is scoring, multitasking. 40 for 1 after 8. Yeah, Ben Cooper certainly looking to expand. In fact, I think both batsmen looking to be positive here. Seems as that's their natural game. Oh, swing and a miss, slight appeal.
So SR Nawaz continuing from the Lion Rock end.
It's one of the great names, isn't it? The Lion Rock end.
Nice and tight bowling here from Ehsan. He's bowled well this morning. So Ehsan in again to Myberg.
Crunch through
That's
the covers.
Great shot.
Just a little bit of width. And that has been smashed through the covers. So just one boundary sort of in most overs has just been keeping the Netherlands ticking along.
Yeah, well, you called it, Max. He's giving himself some time. Myberg, he went pretty hard in the 2 innings in the I Cup match, and he's starting to play himself into a bit of form here. SR Nawaz again, that's a terrific shot.
And that may have been 6.
All the way.
It was.
Almost struck the cameraman there at long on. It's just that length again. Can't afford to be too full on this. In fact, I'd like to see a bit of change of pace.
And what also is helping Myberg is that Tanvir Afsar's not in the side. The 4-day game nicked him off in the first over in both matches.
Maybe a super sub. Just bring Tanvir on for an over. SR Noir's good comeback there to Myberg. So I hope we got some people in the Netherlands watching. I know it'll be late in there or early in the morning.
You know it's not.
In the Netherlands.
Oh, that's absolutely hammered. Can you replay that? And this is now a very good start for the Netherlands. 56 for 1 after 9 as Jamie Atkinson talks with Chris Carter there.
After that drop catch might be Wondering if he can have the gloves.
Oh, we just
Jamie Atkinson. A few people starting to come in and enjoy the sunshine and the atmosphere here at Ting Kwong Road Recreational Ground. Another replay here of Myberg's 6 over long on. He's just made the rope there. So we've got a change in pace here. I was hoping for this. We've got Ehsan Khan, the Hong Kong off-spin bowler, to bowl the 10th over from the softball end. The 2 left-hand batters here, probably good bowling change this, I would have thought. He'll bowl with a deep square and a long on. The 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard fielding circle in a one-day match. With a fielder at 45 mid-wickets, mid-off, cover, point and first slip. So Ehsan Khan to Cooper.
He's gone hard straight away there. Mistimed into the covers.
I thought Cooper played the spinners very well in the 4-day game. Used his feet nicely. He'll be looking to do that again today in the one-day match. Ehsan Khan again to Cooper.
Oh,
Inside edge. Could be trouble here at the bowler's end. Ehsan Noir's fielding that at the short 45.
So,
Just feel something's going to happen here, Max. As both batters are going fairly hard. The ball's getting a little bit older now, just keeping a little bit lower. It's knocked out to cover there from Myberg to Nadeem Ahmed.
It's hit hard and through the gap. That could run away to the boundary. It does. Anshman Rath there gives up the chase. The Woodworm and Regal logos in the background on the fence there, 2 good sponsors. And another boundary.
Those marquees over there all set up for the kids that will be down later on today from the Junior Cricket Sixers program. You can go to our website to find out more information on the Junior Cricket Sixers program. hkcricket.org.
Correct.
There we go. Fabulous new website we have.
And that's guided but straight to the fielder. One more ball to come in this over. So probably one thing I would say, Charlie, maybe Hong Kong's been guilty of just over pitching slightly. I think that's probably been all the bowlers in the seamers so far, and they've been punished through the covers and mid-wicket fairly regularly.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Max. I think also just haven't seen that skill set from the quick bowlers. You want to see a bit of change in pace and maybe even a bit of cross-seam delivery. We just sort of kept going the same pace. I think we'll... Looks like Tanvir Ahmed, brother of Ehsan Noir. So we've got the 2 brothers bowling from the Lion Rock end. And Buddy Pradhan there, the Nepal umpire, just forming the scorers. It's the end of the power play. 61 for 1, the Netherlands in the power play, which anything above 50 in a power play is usually a good effort, and obviously only the loss of 1 wicket. You can see the Lion Rock there in the background behind the flats. So Tanvir Ahmed on for his first delivery and his first ball of this series against the Netherlands after being 12th man in the 4-day game. In at Cooper. Just pushes it out to the sweeper for Anshman Rath there. fielding the ball. So we've got 4 fielders out. Obviously in one-day cricket you can only have 4 outside the ring, opposed to T20 cricket where you can have 5. It's got a third man, a fine leg, a deep square and a sweeper on the offside. Ehsan in at Myberg, defended back to mid-off.
Yeah, these matches are really crucial. So a big start here for Hong Kong. If they can pick up a couple more wickets and try and get into this game with a good surface to bat on. I feel like chasing in Hong Kong's never necessarily a bad thing with the sort of boundary size. You can sort of leave your run towards the end. It is a very different place to play cricket here, and a lot of visiting teams have actually struggled due to the unique dimensions of the grounds here.
Change in the field there. Fine legs come up. Dropping long on back. Probably a good decision there from the captain, Bubba Hyatt. So the Netherlands 62 for 1 in the 11th over. Got Tanveer Ahmed bowling from the Lion Rock end. We've got 4 out on the boundary. Into Myberg.
Very firmly defended. Dimitrov is looking in good touch here.
He's got a decent bit of willow in his hands there as well. I think, Max, lovely sound as comes off the bat there. But absolutely crucial, these 2 one-day matches in the World Cricket League Championship. Tanveer Ahmed again. Ooh, just kept a little bit low. Kept out from Myberg, and a athletic bit of fielding there from the former skipper, Jamie Atkinson. Mid-wicket.
So it's pleasing to see Bubba Hyatt just change the bowlers up here. Perhaps in past Hong Kong teams have left the opening seamers on for their sort of 6 or 7 up front. But I think that the change here is a good one. Things are going along well for the Netherlands, and Bubba's changed it up. It looked like a pitched outside leg stump.
Bit of height on that as well, I would have thought. I think I'd like to just, again, I just feel we're a bit, the seamers just seem to be at the same pace. Just like to see on this sort of wicket, a bit of change in the pace. Needs to be only subtle change. And even some cross seam work as well. A fairly different wicket to what we had in the 4-day game that was just completed on Monday, a draw. Netherlands requiring 507 to win that game and held out for a draw. Good game of cricket from both sides. So Ehsan Khan will continue. Ehsan into Myberg. He's foolish deliveries. Hit that down to long on, where it's fielded by Nazukat Khan, who will probably come in at 4 or 5 today in the batting order. Cooper on strike. I like that from Ehsan Khan. He's just mixed his pace up a bit there. Bit of clever fielding there from Nadeem Ahmed. It's long off. Just the bounce throw into the keeper just to get the ball a little bit softer. Oof, uppishly. Down to long off again. Fielded by Nadeem Ahmed. Good bit of bowling here from Ehsan Khan, just mixing his pace up. Ehsan Khan in again. So Khan, good throw here, could have been in trouble. Pick up 2 there. One ball to go, 1 delivery remaining. Good over here from Ehsan Khan, just mixing his pace up. Cooper on strike. An excellent bit of fielding there from Anchman Rath. And that's end of the over. A good over there from Ehsan Khan. Just mixing his pace up. Cooper and Myberg looking promising here for the Netherlands at the moment. Tanvir Ahmed will continue from the Lion Rock end with Myberg on strike. He's on 37. Ben Cooper is on 24. Netherlands 68 for 1 after 12. Good effort here from the Netherlands, Max.
Yeah, especially after the loss of the early wicket. Really dealt in boundaries so far in this innings. You can see Myberg's hit 6 fours and a 6, so out of his 35, 30 of them in boundaries, and 4 boundaries to Ben Cooper out of his 26. So
he'll be looking for, or he'll know that mid-off is up. Anything over pitch could be dealt with from Myberg. He's tried it. Inside edge onto the pads. Dot ball there. Dot balls will be crucial in this match today, particularly on this wicket. Fairly quick outfield. A nice sunny day here in Hong Kong.
Absolutely stunning, Berkey, isn't it? Just who would have thought 12 months ago when playing Scotland we would have couldn't get a day like this out of about a whole month.
Well, I hope Kyle Kutzer and Grant Bradburn are watching today and can see the proof that it is nice and sunny in Hong Kong this time of year.
I would also hope that in Kyle Kurtz's case, he doesn't bring the bad weather with him again when it comes for the Hong Kong T20 Blitz. He's with the City Kai Tak franchise. We are talking a lot more about the Blitz over this game and the next.
Took you 12 overs to mention the Blitz.
Overs,
that was
I'm just warming into it, you know. Leave your best till last.
Tanvir Ahmed in again to Myberg.
In the air. Ooh, was that a chance?
Yeah, dropped short. He didn't want it.
Nazaka.
He wasn't keen.
It was hit hard. It did land
just short. I did say he's looking to hit over mid-off, and that's why they've got their mid-off up. Tanvir just needs to not over-pitch here. Still like to see a bit more variation from our quick bowlers, particularly at the top of the innings. Good length there, just hit out to the covers.
One more delivery for us, Berkey, then we hand over to our next commentators. Give people a 45-minute break from us.
Tanvir again. To Myberg.
And we've got some real hitting power coming into the commentary box next year with Cricket Hong Kong CEO Tim Cutler, and joining him is the Netherlands chairwoman Betty Timmer. I'll leave it with you guys.
Thank you, Max. Always good to be here, especially with weather like this. It was pretty good for you, 45 minutes and only one impression, was that, of Murray from the Flight of the Conchords? Welcome, Betty. Welcome to Hong Kong.
Welcome, Tim. Nice to be here.
What are your thoughts so far? What are we looking at here?
Well, so far I think well we have a very good start. I must say, it was a bit disappointing from Ripon. He got out that early, but I must say the boys looking quite confident at the moment. Yes, I'm a happy chair at the moment. Oh,
It's another full pitch ball there.
yeah.
So is this your first time in Hong Kong?
Yes, it is. It's my first time in Hong Kong, and it's an amazing city. It is. Got a very good idea of the city now after 5 days here. And it's great. And I must say the ground here looks wonderful. Yeah, it's good.
I think you've seen the best of it, really. I think when the weather's like this, with a warm sun and cool breeze, it doesn't get much better.
It
Just
is.
playing a miss there. Myberg off
It's-
Ehsan Khan.
It's beautiful weather to play cricket here. Hopefully a few more people turn up today for you.
Yeah, it's always hard here on a school day or a work day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting 150 kids down here in the innings break to be getting their first experience to play cricket on a big field. And then hopefully lots of people will filter in as the day goes on. And then on Saturday, we're looking for 500 plus down here.
Oh, that's great.
Well, that's a great shot there. And some great fielding as well by Anshuman Rath. Was that, or was it? Ehsan Khan trying to bowl just that little bit fuller.
Oh,
Going for the big
that's
shot there.
Big shot over there. It's Myberg.
There's 6 runs.
6 runs. It's on the tennis court.
Just bear with me trying to multitask with the score here as well as we're working with our new technology here.
Yep. New over. Who's coming? Tanveer.
We still have Tanveer Ahmed here, who's left out of the 4-day side, brother of Ehsan Khan. One of our great young Hong Kong grown bowlers here. Bowls very good full length balls.
Oh. It's 4 runs, another.
As we were
Forward.
saying there, just a little bit
Oh,
long
it's a
angle.
6 runs from
Yeah.
Cooper.
Just think Hong Kong have struggled a little bit with bowling a little bit too wide and
Yeah,
haven't been
a
too
bit too
consistent
wide,
with their
yeah.
lengths either.
Yeah.
That's better there from Tanveer. Just keeping that angle a lot better to Cooper there.
Yep.
So Betty, you have a long, distinguished cricketing career.
Yes.
You have played for the Netherlands.
I think I played 1 match. Officially, I think there is 1 match somewhere in the books that I represent the Netherlands.
It's another great shot
It's
there
another
from
good
Cooper.
shot from Cooper. 4 runs.
Yeah, over mid-wicket there. Just a little bit too full on the pads. And as Charlie Burke was saying before, you cannot bowl on the pads of a left-hand batsman.
No, that's
And
yeah.
an administration career, you've been the head of the ICC Ladies Committee, and now you're the chair of the KNCB.
Yes, after the merger in 2005, I became the first chair of the ICC Women's Committee. And it was a very hectic few years. I did the job for 6 years. And of course another 4 runs for Cooper. It was was great to do and very interesting in the beginning. We had to build all the structures for IC for the women's cricket. Nothing was done when we came in.
Oh wow.
I must say I had a great committee as well, very experienced people on it. And those 6 years were, was good for international cricket. And now after Claire Canna took over, it's women's cricket internationally is on a great level now. It's much higher. It's promising. It's going well. And that was and I'm still a member of the IC Women's Committee, representing Europe.
So speaking of women's cricket, I think we're all very aware of recent, long success of Dutch men's cricket. How about Dutch ladies cricket? How is that progressing?
Well, we did participate in 3 or 4 World Cups, I think 4. And we didn't manage to qualify for the last ones. We had a bit of a dip. Rebuilding now. It's going better. So more women are taking on the sport. We're happy. We have a young team, promising team, working hard with them. And this summer we play Scotland in a qualifier for the World 220 in 2018. The women do have a qualifier 2020. And we played World Cup 2018 in the West Indies. But it's going better now. So we're working hard on it, and it's difficult to handle, Tim. All those
so I wasn't really given much tutelage on working this score at the same time. So bear with us here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just what Hong Kong needed. Ehsan Khan holding up the pace there. Caught Bubba Hyatt, catches Ben Cooper there, and that's the breakthrough that Hong Kong wanted.
Well,
I think we'll just try to get that replay up for us.
How many runs? 40.
There we go, just held up. Yeah. I don't think it did too much, just a change of pace there, and as we've seen come through on all of those YouTube comments and also Charlie and Max previously, just a matter of changing the pace up a bit there, and I think Cooper was just through it a little bit too early, but looked like he was in good form. That's a very important breakthrough for Hong Kong.
Yeah, he played a very well match after his, and especially after he played the 4-day game with very high score of Ben Cooper. So it was a good one. Baresi coming in, the wicketkeeper of the Netherlands. And the score at the moment, 92, 15 overs. Well,
I think that was an amazing innings from both Cooper and Peter Seeler, wasn't it?
It was
even as a Hong Kong fan, and we can perhaps talk about some bowling and fielding tactics there, but the way those two young men batted was a sight to behold, really, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I walked around here at the ground, and a lot of people even the one from Hong Kong especially came to me and said, well, they all loved the game, how the Dutch boys were batting. It was really great to see.
So Ehsan Khan's first ball. There's a new batsman there, just played off in front of square on the leg side with Captain Bubba Hyatt coming in to cut off that potential single. See how Ehsan bowls the new batsman. Oh! Bowled him!
What happened?
Oh, looks a bit of confusion out there.
It's confusing.
Ehsan Khan's gone up there for the bowled. The ball's come back perhaps off Chris Carter's legs, perhaps onto the stumps. If we can get a replay to that and slow it right down, we can see what's happened. No TV umpire here, but in front of your screens around the world, we may be able to see this. The umpires are conferring. Let's see what's happened here. Oh,
The other one. So that's the wrong replay. We want the other one, which we saw Bills falling off. But he's not out. He's still there. Okay. So Baresi off the mark.
it's a little glitch there with taking the wrong ball. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see that now, but interesting one there.
Yep, there he is. Well,
Oh,
actually we
tough,
can't see.
tough to tell there.
Yeah. Difficult for us to see.
Yeah.
From the other. No. Well, I think we can't see it from.
No, coming from the
The
behind there, it
footage
was
we
quite
have. Nope.
tough there. It may have come off Carter's shin there, but an eventful over, and then I think almost a catch there on the last ball as well.
Oh,
But as it stands, 93 for 2 after 16 overs.
I'm still.
The scoreboard keeps ticking.
Scoreboard keeps ticking, and I'm still happy with this stand at the moment. And I'm very happy for Myberg that he's producing some runs. He wasn't lucky the last couple of weeks in the Desert 220 in Dubai, and here during the 4-day game. And we all, well, you know, he's a good batter, and he's producing a lot of runs for the Netherlands. And of course, I'm happy to see that he's putting some score on the board.
He's been around for such a long time,
Yes,
been
yep.
such a consistent performer for the Netherlands. It's always good to see guys that have been around for a long time come out of a bit of a slump. We know how tough it is at the top.
Yep, we know. It's so difficult, especially we had at the Netherlands. We didn't.
Coming down the wicket there over the
it's-
top, and
it's
one
a four,
bounce
another
for
4. Myburg. We didn't play any international cricket in after our summer. So from September till December there was no cricket for us. Winter. So our boys only had indoor trainings. And then it was difficult for them to adjust when they went over in January to Dubai for the Desert 220.
Here we go.
Up.
Early innings there.
And the 2 runs.
Just as we come back live, it just worked it off his pads for 2 more down to Azaz Khan there. I see that Peter Boren today, after winning the toss, decided to bat.
I think that's a very good decision.
Is that perhaps something that, in retrospect, he may have wished he'd done in the 4-day game? Hong
I
Kong
think
being
yes.
3-6 for 3 at the end of day 1.
Yep.
Here we go, Tanvir Ahmed in again.
Oh, lovely
Wesley
shot.
Barassi just works it down there for a single. Would you call Barassi a keeper batsman or a batsman keeper? What would you say his particular strength is?
I think he's a batsman keeper. Yeah. Yeah. He's our number 4 batter. And he's also making a lot of runs for us. So yeah.
Makes it a lot easier, doesn't it, when you've got a keeper who can bat. Oh, full pitch there from Tanvir Ahmed.
Oh, one.
Knocked down by Bubba Hyatt there, and Nazakat Khan comes in there with one of the best arms in Hong Kong, definitely, but just 1 run.
100 runs on the board.
Barassi already looking like he's got the pace quite well of the wicket. I think we were all not quite sure what we would get from this wicket, hoping we'd have the consistent pace that we had in that 4-day pitch. We've seen just one or two keep a little bit low, but I think just as it's gone a little bit longer, it seems a lot more consistent now, which is what we want to see from a 1-day wicket. So the Netherlands now 101 for 2 after 17 overs.
So, Tim, what's the rest of your program of your boys for in this World Cricket League? Who are they playing?
We have these two important matches against Netherlands, and we host Nepal.
Nepal.
Ehsan Khan there, just a single from Myberg out to a cover fieldsman there. So these two matches at home, we've got Nepal hosting them at home, which will be a huge game here with a huge Nepalese community. And then our final game in that super last round when we all play at the same time against Papua New Guinea.
In Dubai. We all played it. It's beginning of November, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Around about there. So I think it's, as we've talked about, it's a very important time in World Cricket League Championship with the potential of that top team going through the 13-team ODI league. Ehsan Khan comes in again. Or Barassi using his feet, and Jamie Atkinson just not able to cut that off there. Trying to dive around that artificial wicket's always tough. So yeah, I think for from a Hong Kong point of view, with only 1 point from us in third place, behind both the Netherlands and the PNG teams, and the fact that we're playing against both of those teams really does mean that our destiny is in our own hands.
Yep, it's a very exciting competition this time around. So we have 4 teams at the moment who are quite close to one another. And there was a lot on stake in this competition. We didn't know when we started this competition that it was that much, but anyway, that's international cricket. And it's really very exciting what's going on at the moment. And I think everybody in this competition is aware of that. So that makes these matches more and more interesting.
Well fielded off his own bowling there by Ehsan Khan. So who are the Netherlands' last 2 opponents in the World Cricket League Championship?
In September we play Kenya away, and then in the last round we play Namibia. So that's the 2, well, I don't say the weakest team, but...
Yes, well, we played Kenya in Kenya. I think they were the first team in, I think it was 4 to 5 years to go and play international cricket there, so that'll be a good challenge there, playing at altitude. Nairobi being at 1,800 metres.
It's a bit different from our country in the Netherlands. It's below sea level, so it's a long step.
Yes, and then Namibia, I suppose, as well. That'll be in Dubai, and I think we'll just bring up that points table as we're talking about the World Cricket League Championship to see where these teams are that we're talking about. Yeah, Hong Kong played Namibia in round 1 actually in Windhoek. One good win and one extremely close loss. And Adeem Ahmed, left arm orthodox spinner, coming into the attack now. Just played out there for the single. Heard Charlie talking before about him making his debut in the Asia Cup, age 16, where he actually took 4 wickets in that match with the top order wickets, including Shahid Afridi, who'll be coming out here very soon for the T20 Blitz. But he's been a mainstay of the Hong Kong team for a decade now. So some great numbers there, both in his 1-day career, list day, and also first class cricket. So Hong Kong hoping that the change in angle and pace here with Nadeem can get that second breakthrough.
Well, it's going a bit slower now. What?
Yeah, I think
Change of,
it took a little bit too long to bring the spinners on, perhaps.
Yep. It could be.
But even so, the Netherlands still don't seem to be that troubled. I think similar to the wicket we played on. And we're going to have to bring that points table now and just see how close it is there. If it's just 2 points for a win and 1 point for the no result and or tie. Just see with Hong Kong, Nadeem Ahmed coming in again there. Worked very nicely there.
Nice.
Batsman pushing for 2, but just 1 there with the lean version of Bubba Hyatt running out there to cut that off. But just see how tight the tournament is. We'll try and bring that up, perhaps between the overs. And of course, the top 4 of that tournament will go directly into the World Cup qualifier.
Oh.
Yeah, no run there. Just probably missed out there. Myberg thinking, why didn't he hit it a little bit squarer? And the bottom 4 drop back to go to Division 2.
Up.
Well fielded there.
We have a break.
So we'll bring that points table. That's drinks now, so that'll give us a chance to
have a close look at it.
To have a close look, just to talk a little bit more. I think a lot of our viewers and people on our social media networks always want to know more about associate cricket, especially those people coming in watching for the first time. Just how important these matches are from the context of cricket future, really, in each of our countries. So this is going into this round. So there are 3 rounds to go, and each round is a 2 matches. So as we mentioned before, Hong Kong are going to be playing these 2 matches against the Netherlands, and then 2 against Nepal and 2 against PNG. So with 6 matches left, you can just see how tight the entire table is there. And as we said, the top 4 from this tournament will go directly into the World Cup qualifier, which is slated for March at this stage in Bangladesh in 2019. And of course, we'll have the bottom 4 teams from the main ODI table. So if we look at it at the moment, that would be Afghanistan, Ireland, Zimbabwe, and I think it's the West Indies at the moment will actually drop back into the World Cup qualifier, which is huge in itself to have 2 full members. And then just to add a little bit more flavour, the bottom 4 of this World Cricket League Championship will drop back and play against the top 2 from Division 3 in a Division 2 match. Division 2 tournament, and the top 2 from that tournament will go up into the World Cup qualifier. So there is a structure and there is a pathway there, but just shows how important these matches are. And on top of that, the ICC have proposed a rolling 2-year 13-team ODI league, which would mean the winner of the World Cricket League Championship, which is the table you're looking at the moment, will go into a 13-team league with all those full members, Afghanistan and Ireland. So that would be huge. So in the context of cricket, well, what would that mean to the Netherlands?
That would be a major shift, because that means that you have 2 big events at home every year with, likely full members in it. Most of them are full members, so you have to Afghanistan and Ireland. Most probably they will be full members as well at that time. So you have all the full members coming for 2 big events at home, 2 away. So that would be a major shift in your whole preparation, your whole setup for your organization, your office, everything. So that if you become the number 13 country, you need to work hard to prepare, because we know that at the end of the year, so you have then another 16 months to get ready. And in between, of course, you still have to prepare with competition and qualifiers, etc. That's would be a major shift. More attention in the Netherlands. Bring on, hopefully, of course, more sponsors, etc. Will be an impact on the organization. Will be huge, and it could be a game changer for cricket in the Netherlands. And of course, we're dreaming about it, and I think you dream about it.
Well, yeah, and there could be no better match here against 2 teams that really are within striking distance of that goal, and like we said about Hong Kong having its destiny in its own hands, the Netherlands are exactly the same.
Yes.
Being top of the table right now, if you keep winning every game, chances are it'll only be between you and PNG on net run rate and number of wins. So at the moment, that's neck and neck.
Yep, it is.
Ehsan Khan back in the bowl here after drinks, and you see just a little bit of turn there. The slower he bowls it, which is a characteristic of this Mission Road, Ting Kong Road Recreation Ground wickets. Oh, just as we're talking.
It's another four.
Outside edge from Myberg, off
4 runs.
off Carter's gloves, I think off the tips of his fingers there.
Oh, it's another 50. 50 for Myberg.
So not always the way you'd want to bring it up, and a little bit subdued there, his celebration with the edge, but it's a very important innings, I think, both for Myberg and for the Netherlands here.
Well, whoop. Yep. 1 run. Myberg straight. Up. It's Baresi. Oh, and he's gone.
Wakaz Khan caught at point, and that's not Myberg, which Hong Kong would really be wanting, but Wesley Barassi falls. Wakaz Khan had the ball follow him early on today with a couple of fumbles, but I'm sure he'll have his confidence back there catching Barassi. Ehsan Khan gets another one, and as we've talked about, the pace coming off the ball has made the big difference. Let's have a look at that replay.
Oops.
There we go, very full. Really gave the full swing of the bat, and well done by Wakaz Khan there to pluck it out of the sky.
Max, I think no, this is Van der Merwe, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Van der Merwe.
Yeah, the hero of innings 1 in the 4-day game, scored a great century here at almost a run a ball. Very attacking batsman. Has played one-day international cricket for South Africa. Now switching allegiances.
Yep.
And great to have a player of his ability. I think
Yes,
a
he's a
true
great player.
all-rounder of the associate game.
An all-rounder and a great professional. Of course, players from Holland learn a lot from him. His attitude, the way he approaches the game, it's really... He's very professional. Yep.
It's a little bit fuller there from Ehsan.
Oh.
So a change of pace here. We just see what the Hong Kong spinners can do here. Ehsan Khan. Just a little bit more flight there. Wonderful
one
shot
lovely
there.
shot. 4 runs.
Well fielded there by Nazak. It's just in front of us here. We had a very good view of that. As they say, it's 2 runs to Hong Kong there. That's really well done by Nazak. A little bit dangerous out there with the sand on the outfield. And there we see Budi Prahan there with that ball, using 2 balls, of course, in World Cricket League Championship matches, similar to one-day international regulations, although, of course, this game is a List A game only.
Yep.
I think we're getting the hook here, Betty. I think after my shabby scoring, but we'll have Max Abbott coming back into the box, and with him will be Hong Kong head coach Simon Cook, who no doubt is going to give us a great insight into the position of the game at the moment.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Tim. Hand over my mic.
Yes, thank you, Tim. Betty, what a good insight here, and rare insight to get the coach of the Hong Kong team, just to get his comments on the match as we head along, as that ball's driven down to long off. Just trying to pick up the score here, get all up to date with all sorts of multitasking going on now. Live streaming coverage here. 115 for 3 is the score. And now we've got... Oh, that's not far away. Nadeem Ahmed here into the attack. It's Rolf van der Merwe, very experienced cricketer. And it's a warm welcome to Hong Kong head coach, who will introduce right after this delivery. All off the edge, and a bit of a harbour bridge dive over the ball, and it will trickle down to the boundary. And on that note, introduce the coach of the Hong Kong team, Simon Cook. Simon, welcome.
Thanks very much, Max. Interesting part of the game here. Hong Kong have come back into this just by getting a couple of wickets. Ultimately, you have to acknowledge it's still it's a pretty flat surface and quick outfield, which leads for a high scoring game. And you could look at it as though the Netherlands are getting away from us here, but I think this is a really important period here, just to make sure we can go at 4.5s and over for the next 10 overs or so, and try and get wickets through pressure more than anything.
Yeah, it's definitely a key period of the game. I imagine wickets is going to be the key to holding that run rate down.
I think this partnership in particular, we saw in the 4-day game how dangerous Van der Merwe can be, and obviously Stefan Myberg is starting to get into his stride a little bit here. So it is going to be important that we can contain and hopefully we can sneak a few wickets through that ability to contain. It's almost about, because the wicket is so good. You hope that with your containing bowlers that the Netherlands feel they get behind the rate and they go a bit too hard, and that's when they let us into the game. I think the key wicket here is Stefan Myberg, and you get 2 new men in at the crease, and then you can really have a period of control.
We're right on 6 and over at the moment. Hassan Khan comes in, just errs down the leg side, but he's in fact, it's 21 overs gone. That's as a bonus, Simon. We can just add a bonus over. It helps drop the run rate.
But yeah, anything, 6 and over, like I said, on this pitch.
Oh, that's a good shot. That, I think, is going all the way. Just as well the kids aren't in just yet. That could have had them under threat. Just picked that up very easily.
Exactly, and you can see, the ground is fairly small with a good wicket and a fast outfield. And yeah, 6 and over, you're looking at and going, well, we're behind the rate here, but actually if we can keep them in check and get a couple of wickets, then you can start dragging that back a bit. And I think anything between 250 and 280, we'd be very comfortable in chasing.
Well, just after we added the free over for Hong Kong, that was quickly cancelled out with the 6, just to get the run rate back to 6 and over.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, that's kind of how we roll here in Hong Kong as well.
Sun Khan into his 7th over here. Is he the sort of bowler who might like to get through 10, or we might hold 3 back?
No, I think you probably look to see him go all the way through. He's the one bowler that's got some wickets here. Obviously, just see him bowl that one a little bit fuller. But he's also offered a little bit of control there. So I think you'll see him bowl out. We've got Anshuman Rath and Nazaket Khan also in the wings if we need additional spin options to Nadeem.
Anshuman, this ground for him has been a very happy one in terms of bowling, especially in one-day cricket. I'm sure he won't be too far away from coming into the attack. It looks like pace off the ball, perhaps, here.
Yeah, and with wickets in international cricket now, wickets and surfaces generally tend to be pretty good, which in one-day cricket it challenges your skills and the ability to be able to take the pace off the ball, both for seamers and spinners, is becoming more and more important, as well as maintaining that good control of line and length. So when you are getting hit, you're getting hit to your boundary fielders.
And in case you're just joining us, this is Hong Kong coach Simon Cook with us here in commentary. There's been some fairly good results for Hong Kong over the last few months. Perhaps the Oman game and the Desert T20 aside, it's been a good few months for the team.
Yeah, I think we're in a period where we've played a lot of cricket, and that cricket is starting to show the experience of the players in different situations. that they've been in over the last 12 months. They're starting to learn how to get in and out of difficult situations, and also they're starting to have the confidence and belief that even when you are in situations like this, 22 overs, 129 on the board, that actually you can just stay in and hang in there, and the more you do that, the more likely you are to come out on the winning side.
Does that confidence come with perhaps a little more faith in the batting at times, knowing that perhaps they don't need to restrict the team to a lower total, that there is a bit more batting depth than perhaps there was 12 months ago?
Yeah, 100%. We're
that's kept low.
It has kept a little bit low. I think it's just a misjudgment of length there a little bit from Myberg. Yeah, it has. There's a lot more confidence within the side. The likes of Waqas Khan, Shahid Wasif, who's was unlucky not to play in this game, coming into the side and performing. There is a lot more confidence there, not to just rely on one or two players, which again is enabled us to play the brand of no fear cricket that the group want to play.
And just on selections, is it yourself? How does it work in Hong Kong? The selectors pick a squad, and then are you the match day squad, or is that how it works?
Yeah. So a panel of 4 selectors will select the 14, and then Bubba, myself, and Azaz, the vice captain, will sit down and select the final 11.
Do you get a say in the squad as well, or is it a collaborative?
I'll send a recommendation. I also will send some very brief notes on each player, why I think they should be included in the squad, and that would be, I guess, I would hope, taken into consideration when the selectors meet and chat, and then the 14 will be selected, and we go from there. In this series in particular, there was a lot of ins and outs through injuries, and for example, Mark Chapman getting selected in the New Zealand A game versus South Africa, which unfortunately got abandoned for him. So he was kind of in and out. Kyle Christie is carrying a foot injury. So there were multiple selection issues.
Never straightforward in associate cricket.
No, it's not, and there are many different factors. Many different factors that you have to take in. You've got some guys who are on full-time contracts, some guys who are not on full-time contracts. Jamie Atkinson, for example, is working, so he has to try and apply for days off school. In this game, with Mark Chapman, who's playing in Auckland, with a first-class team over there. So there are many different things that come into the equation. Guys at university.
Tell you what, that's not far away. That
I think we look at DRS coming into the game now more and more.
I'm going to try and bring that one up. I mean, it's a tough one for the umpire to give, but it's not much of an appeal from Hong Kong. But after this delivery, we'll take another look at that one.
Yeah, I think.
May not have. Hold it now. Ooh, very tight. Crash it up. Yeah. I'm sure the analyst will be very upset having missed a delivery there. He's plugging his feet into the game. I'm just seeing if he's shaking his head on the. There he is. I can see him making a comment. He's looking over in our direction. Doesn't look very happy.
Yeah, it's these games are covered obviously by the streaming here, which makes it very easy for our analysts to code games. But yeah, when we're missing balls, seeing replays, it doesn't help, and he does tend to pull his hair out a little bit. We'll have to go back over at the end of the game and recode those balls. Going back to the actual footage.
Oh my word! What's it? Now it looks a bit slack from the Hong Kong there. I think. Don't know what. Is that Bubba Hyde at first slip just stood and watched the ball go past him for 4?
Yeah, that's a bit lazy from him. not really focusing on it. But it's, in a way, the disappointing thing for us is that started to spin. We'd like to see the wicket hold together a little bit longer than this.
Easy single there. I'm going to assume there was no edge on it. It looked like
No,
it just.
I think it just spun and Bubba missed it.
Tell you what, keeping up with the scoreboard, commentating is hard work. Having a look here, Nadeem Ahmed now into his 4th over. Oh, that's a good shot. He's really got onto that one. Roll off Van der Merwe. And that is 6.
Yep, that's into the flats, and that's more than likely going to be a lost ball.
The groundsman's sort of gear all packed into that corner of the ground there. Not a hell of a lot of space and sheds for them to keep their gear here at Ting Kwong Road, but a few of them trying to find the ball, but that looked like it cleared the fence quite comfortably, unless it managed to bounce off one of those trees and back in. You can see Jashim, the head groundsman, digging away. He's digging away confidently, like he might know where it is, but I suspect that ball is...
Most groundsmen are like bloodhounds with balls, I think. They seem to be able to sniff them out wherever they go. We've got all sorts of people in there now, look.
So 145 for 3 here. Almost at the halfway mark.
There we go. He sniffed it out. He's found it.
Happy with the state of the match here?
I'd like a couple more wickets. I think we saw in the 4-day game that, that on these very flat wickets you need to take your chances. You need to take your chances because they don't come along that often. We saw a chance go down off Ben Cooper, first slip today, and it would have been nice to take that. That would have enabled us to really put our stamp on the game through the power play in particular. And in the power play there, we just bowled a few too many full balls, which allowed the Netherlands batters to get their hands through the ball, and on a really good wicket. Like I said, you want your when you do get it wrong, your bad balls that just get hit to fielders, because you're gonna have some unlucky ones. You're gonna have inside edges and outside edges that are gonna go for 4, things that you can't really plan for. But what you can control is where you put the ball, and when we bowled that good hard length, nice and tight into the stumps, it actually looked quite tough for that first sort of 10-12 overs. But we weren't able to string enough overs like that together, and our release overs tended to go for kind of double figure runs, which allowed them to kind of go at 6 and over through that power play.
Yes, and involved in the commercial part of Hong Kong cricket, couldn't help notice that lovely Regal Hong Hotels logo on the sleeve of Ehsan Khan's shirt. Great new sponsor for Hong Kong. Or that smashed down the ground, just a single though. Yeah, great to have them on board, and the Netherlands team staying at the Regal Oriental, just up the road from here. So big thanks to Regal for getting on board and supporting cricket in Hong Kong.
Yeah, this is a big spell in the game here. The new man's come in, Van der Merwe has come in, got set. We just need to keep our lines nice and tight to Myberg, keep him dry for a little bit, and the same thing for Van der Merwe as well. Not give him those release balls. They're going to come hard.
And that is going hard, and that will be 6. That is smacked into the side screen on the full. And Nadeem left to try and pick it out from the canvas. So certainly trying to up the ante here. The Netherlands in a dangerous period now for Hong Kong.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous period. Like I said, I think when we first came on commentary, this is a key partnership. and a key passage within the game. And I think you get the feeling that whoever wins this passage of play will go a long way to determining the result of the game.
Did you guys speak before the game about a target in mind, or is there any score that you wanted to restrict them to?
The wicket looked good. We wanted to bat first as well. We've not had a lot of luck with the tosses.
It's in the air. Oh, and a missed field.
With a
great effort down there.
Well, I think you're being generous there with a great effort.
Not a great effort.
I wouldn't say that was that good a fielding. To be honest, be pretty disappointed with that. We did talk about a target. We do want to be, batting wise, we'd want to be in excess of 250. I think we'll be, like I said earlier, I think we'll be confident of chasing down anything between 250 and 280.
Ball to finish the over. It was a bit of an expensive one in the end. Hassan Khan just with the 1 over remaining. It's 157 for 3 after 26. And I think we had 11 runs from that over. So Hassan Khan now to 49 for 2 from his 9 overs.
Yeah, it's kind of damaged his figures a little bit there, and maybe trying to search too much for a wicket as Baba removes Nadeem from the attack, and Ehsan Nawaz comes back in, who bowled a really good few really good spells in the 4-day game and started well here. He had a couple of overs that kind of got away from him a little bit when he strayed away from that nice tight line. But this would be a key spell here, and he'll start using his pace differences, both up and down, and you'll see him start to hide the ball. So he hides the ball from the batter, so they don't really know what's going to come out, whether it's going to be a slower ball or a normal paced ball. So his skills are going to be really important now in this middle period.
Yeah, and he's just overpitched on that first one, but got away with it. That is something he won't want to do here. I think length is going to be important.
Yeah, length is really important, and we saw in the 4-day game actually that we don't play a lot of 4-day cricket, and you play a lot of 1-day cricket, and those fuller balls that get driven down the ground in 1-day cricket only go for 1 run, whereas in 4-day cricket they cost you and they go for 4. So that was a big learning curve coming out of the 4-day game. Back into a format now today where the bowlers are a little bit more comfortable, and he's shown in these first 2 balls that he's back on it, and he just needs to close it out. 4.5, 5 runs and over from here, and putting the pressure on the Dutch batters is what we're going to have to try and do over this next sort of 10 overs or so.
So where to for the Hong Kong team after this Netherlands series?
So we got the Hong Kong Blitz, which comes to us in sort of early March. So that's the next cricket for the guys. That was a poor bit of fielding there by the captain. Probably should have tidied that up a bit. Yeah, Hong Kong Blitz is next cricket for the guys, and there's a possibility of an Emerging Nations tournament immediately after that, which would bring to an end our international calendar, which has been, I said earlier, pretty packed. So it'd be a good chance for the guys to get back into a strength block, which we did last year, a 6 to 8 week strength block, to build them up again, and then we start our program again in July with a high performance tour, more than likely to Sri Lanka. A good slow ball there from Ehsan, again showing his skills now. He's quite a smart bowler for a young inexperienced
bowler.
He's actually quite smart. He's 20,
Yep.
21, sorry, and he's making some really good strides, and we're looking forward to seeing lots more from him as he goes through his career.
Full delivery, driven down the ground. It's a single, and that will end the over. Pretty good one too, only 4 runs off it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's so you try and set yourself a target now at this point in this period. Every bowler, if they can bowl without conceding a boundary, that should be their target. Then you should be going reasonably well. You're going to see a change here. Looks like Anshuman Rath is going to come on, which means Ehsan still retains 1 over. Interesting decision, but maybe Bubba feels that they were just lining him up a little bit at that point. He couldn't risk having another over. As you say, Anshuman's had some good success here in the past, both with bat and ball. He comes on as that kind of release bowler, just in case Bubba feels that he's not going to get his full allocation out of the 5 frontline bowlers.
Well, I think he's arguably done a bit better than that of late. I think his international ODI average just going to bring up here, but I'm fairly confident it's quite impressive.
Yeah, he's got good stats, and it's mainly down to his consistency. And it's one of the things we identified prior to this international calendar was trying to be more consistent as a team, but also as a group of players, and getting 100 runs, getting 100 as a batter, and then having six below 15 scores. It doesn't lend you to being particularly consistent for the team, and also damages.
That's launched. That is over the scaffolding tower with our cameraman and in to the softball court. So he enticed him to try and hit over the top, and Myberg obliged.
Yeah, and Anshuman is one of those attacking bowlers. He's not going to run in and fire 6 balls in at leg stump. He's an attacking bowler. He could go for runs, but he can also take wickets.
Well, his ODI record here with the ball, which has just really taken a hit with that 6 down the ground, 14 wickets at 11.92, economy of 2.97.
He's also one of those bowlers, though, that he generally only tends to get used when the wicket's spinning. So he will have good figures.
Ooh, short ball and smash. That'll be 4. Real long hop.
And this is on the flatter pitches. He hasn't had that much success and actually hasn't been used that much. So this will challenge him as a bowler.
This is a really good platform for the Netherlands here to make a big score. Oh, and another one. Not the best advert for cricket there.
Yeah, you're bigging up his average there in ODI cricket. Yeah. But yeah, he's...
and you've said he's really consistent. He's just bowled 2 absolute half-trackers.
He's consistent then.
Oh, very slow. That's his gutsy bowling from...
Like I said, he's an attacking bowler. He's gutsy. And that's why you see he has got a good wicket haul. We do tend to use him on the spinning pitches.
That's in the air, and that's 6 more. Gutsy go down the leg side with the slow delivery, but I don't think that was his intention. And this has been a really big over.
Yeah, and it's followed the trend actually with us in this innings in particular. When the over goes wrong, it seems to go badly wrong, and it's a double figure run over. And unfortunately, what it means is that all the good work that Ehsan, for example, did just then at the other end has suddenly been diluted.
It's getting almost to a critical point for Hong Kong to take a wicket here. They could be up against 350.
Yeah, and if you're not, said it before, if you're not getting wickets, then you're trying to go at 4 or 5 and over with singles, and it's the boundaries that are really hurting us at the moment.
Just a point for no run. Yeah, just looking at Myberg, he's hit 8 fours. and that might have gone up after last over, in fact. 8 4s, 9 4s and 5 6s. So 66 runs out of 84 in boundaries.
Yeah, I think that's, like I said earlier, it's a factor of a good wicket and a slow ground and a small ground. Your boundary count is always going to be very high, and your activity rate, or the runs that you score in between your boundaries is going to be probably a lot lower.
Full delivery beats the short fine leg. That means they'll get at least 2.
Yeah, I think it's, as a bowler, what you're looking at this point is if you can come out, you bowl your 10 overs for 50, 55. I think you actually be very happy with your performance.
Full toss, just bunted down the ground. I think Myberg looks like he's perhaps going to be really just target the spin.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it's generally the quicker bowlers have done quite well to Myberg. They've kept him quite quiet, nice and tight lines, and they've only really let him get going when they've allowed him to free his arms. That's
slower ball.
The spinners have allowed him, unfortunately, to free his arms, and we see that with a small ground it flies out of the ground. But if Hassan can just finish off here with a dot or a single, again he's done another good job and tried to keep him in check a little bit.
Yep, just the 4 runs. Just the 4 runs from that over. Score 183 for 3. And I think at the change of over, we might also have a change in commentary here. Thanks to Simon Cook, the Hong Kong coach, for joining us. And we'll now hand over to, well, his superior, the Director of Cricket, Charlie Burke, and my superior, CEO Tim Cutler.
Thanks, Max. Netherlands going along here quite well. Got Nadeem Ahmed replacing Anshman Rath. Also a left arm spin. So Myberg is going along here very nicely at the moment. He's 88 off 97 balls, 9 4s and 5 6s. It's a chance here, and he's gone. Great catch.
Great catch by Ehsan Khan.
Just the breakthrough that Hong Kong needed. Change of bowler. Ehsan Khan, a good catch diving forward. Cuts, we brought a bit of luck to the commentary box.
All that superiority and a bit of luck.
Look what happens, you get the right people in the right place. Things happen. Replay here, coming up. It's a good catch, actually. That was sharp. Down low, here's the replay. Nadeem Ahmed to Myberg. There to be hit. Good diving catch there from Waqas Khan. The coach, Simon Cook, be pleased with that. He was just in the commentary box. Ehsan Khan, he's not shy of a celebration. Well batted there from Stephen Myberg. Gone for 88 off 97 deliveries, 9 4s and 5 6s. And we have the skipper, Peter Boren, joining us.
He's played a few of those shots, hasn't he, Charlie? Just those little hook shots he plays are sort of around the corner. Didn't do a lot off Nadeem's ball there. Great catch there, diving forward. All those catches at Jawad Iqbal hits the boundary before a game and every training session. You just see how happy Ehsan Khan was there, turning around, celebrating to the bench there.
It's a luxury that the skipper Bubba Hyatt has with this Hong Kong side, is you've got guys such as Anchman Rath and Ehsan Khan, who are also very useful with the bat, allowing the side to make the change today with Tanvir Afzal out and Jamie Atkinson in. For most sides, taking a bowler out and replace them with a number 3 bat makes you a bit light on with the bowling. I suppose that's the benefit that this young Hong Kong side has. They've got a few guys that do a bit of both, the all-rounders. So Nadeem Ahmed to the Netherlands skipper. First delivery is off the mark. And it's not a surprise at all. It's a cheeky little paddle sweep. We'll see a lot of that from the skipper today. Well, hopefully not too much for the Hong Kong fans, but it's very...
nothing if not predictable.
Absolutely. So, 187. Unlucky for some, 87. I think we'll see a reverse sweep fairly soon as well from Peter Boren with that woodworm in his hands.
We saw that in the 4-day game, didn't we? I think at one stage when Nadeem was bowling, he played, was it 3 reverse sweeps and an over, maybe 2 for boundaries?
Well, if you look at the good single there, if you look at the field that Nadeem has for Peter Boren, he's actually got he's got your traditional sweeper where Wakas Khan is now, actually is behind almost a wide third man for Peter Boren. Wakas Khan has now gone back to your traditional sweeper on the offside. Good dot ball there from Nadeem Ahmed. Hopefully he can close out what's been a useful over for Hong Kong.
It's just the difference it makes, isn't it, when you've got someone who can play that reverse sweep so well. It just really challenges a captain's positions. Yeah, we're talking about it during the 4-day game as we're walking around the boundary, just the changes it makes to the angles of where your normal sweepers are going to be, and on both sides of the wicket as well, where you look at someone like a David Warner who might be a lot stronger on the reverse sweep than the normal sweep, but you've got someone like Peter Boren who equally is strong with his conventional sweep as much as a reverse sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, I'm still a fan of trying not to get too funky with your fields when the batsman can play both. I think there's a lot of risk for reward. The batsman can play the reverse sweep as well as your traditional sweep. And we've got Tanvir Ahmed coming on from the Lion Rock end to the Netherlands skipper with 83 on his back, Peter Boren. Tanvir in to Boren. Drives on the front foot to cover. It's good to see the streaming numbers are up. Don't be shy to ask any questions, particularly because we've got the CEO here. He's got an answer for any question that you've got.
Speaking of which, shout out to 2 of the guys watching, Tom Kay, Chris Skin. Should be working at the moment as they're both architects in Hong Kong, but watching the stream.
You're a harsh boss if you're making people work today. It's a beautiful day and there's international cricket. We don't get it often in Hong Kong, so make sure it is free admission to come down both today and Saturday if you get online, but you must get online, ticketflap.com. All the details are on the social media outlets on Facebook and Twitter, and of course our website. Tanvir Ahmed to Boren again. Another dot ball. I was saying in my first stint on the commentary this morning, Cuts, that it's one of those wickets, and being a bowler yourself as well, you'd know that length is obviously critical on this sort of wicket, but also the variations of pace, and I think Ehsan Khan's done that beautifully today. I think it's just crucial, and maybe even a little bit of cross seam for the bowlers.
Nice little shot there. That could be running away for 4. You just place that perfectly behind square. Yeah, that's what I was watching the stream on the way in. It just seemed that we weren't doing that early on, where in previous matches here we've opened with spin, haven't we? But looking at the runs coming at a quick pace, it really was until Ehsan, as you said, just held a couple of balls up, and it wasn't necessarily a big turner that got Cooper either. You've got to be brave, but you've also got to be clever, don't you? When things aren't going your way, don't panic. Just watch the next ball there, blocked by Boren. Got to go back to your... Oh, dearie me, just a little bit of a fumble there. You've got to go into your bag of tricks, really, and do all the things that you know have paid off for you, rather than just keep pushing it through. And I thought that also the width as well. Hong Kong just didn't seem to be on that first of 6 or 7 overs. Dropping Cooper didn't help either.
No, absolutely. Tanvir in again to the skipper Boren, and just does what he does best and just nudges it for a single there. No, I couldn't agree more, Cuts. And I also believe that as a bowling group, your discipline, your variations don't need to be, you don't need out the back of the hand and all that sort of stuff at this stage of the game. What you do need is just some slight variations, even bowling a little bit wider on the crease or cross seam. A lot of our quicks actually do bowl fairly wide on the crease. They sort of tend to sort of jump away, as Azars and Tanvir jump away and sort of bowl a little bit wider angles, and just natural variation I think is critical on a wicket like this. So the Netherlands 193 for 4 after 31. So be a real setup for the game here, the last 19 overs. It's going to trickle away for 4, I think. It does. And Jamie Atkinson, the former Hong Kong skipper, just was beaten by the ball then as it rolled over the line. So
interesting field here with only the 2 outs. I think Bubba Hyde here is left mid-off and mid-on both up. I think that was what Peter Boren saw, went for it at the inside edge, went through that cow corner region. Interesting that both mid-on, mid-off are still up.
I don't mind that so much. What concerns me is your deep square and your deep point. They're there for the sweep and the reverse sweep. I think let him do it. He's only just come to the crease. I think you need to protect other areas. You've got to play the percentage. Well bowled there from Nadeem. He's just started to mix up his pace in this spell, which we were just talking about. He's a clever cricketer, Peter Boren. A real fierce competitor, which we saw in the 4-day game. So Nazaka Khan drops back to long off. It's just tucked around the corner for 1.
Just strikes me as what would be a very annoying batsman to bowl to. Just very wristy, playing out in front of his pad and nurtling it around, and reverse sweeps and little laps. Is he always played like that?
Yeah, he's actually developed his, I suppose, with the introduction of 2020 cricket and what's on offer in 2020 cricket and associates. He's really developed his game. I think in his earlier days, particularly when he was playing cricket in New Zealand, I think he was more a bowler that kind of batted later order, and he's really developed his game. So more than handy batsman. But what I love about Pete Boren is a fierce competitor, and it's great to see. He's a very hungry cricketer. So not a bad over there from Nadeem. Obviously the boundary that went through mid-wicket, but thought there's some good signs there, mixing up his pace. Just had a question here, Cuts, and you're the man to answer this. Is there any new cricket ground in Hong Kong? From Nazar Ali. Obviously there's a few things in the pipeline, but any new cricket grounds? Tim, you're probably the man to answer that.
Well, we've signed the lease actually on my birthday back in 2016 for a former landfill site in the Kwai Chung area of Hong Kong, which is not far from where we are now. So very much a community cricket ground there on an old landfill, but that should be opening for our next season, which will give us 3 new cricket grounds.
Tanvir Ahmed in. Just wasn't quick enough. Didn't sort of read the play on that delivery then.
Which is exciting news. I think it's been well spoken about how many grounds Hong Kong cricket has lost over the years, especially after the handover back to the Chinese from British rule back in '97. A lot of those military grounds that had cricket grounds on them went back to the PLA, People's Liberation Army in China. So it's great news for cricket in Hong Kong.
There's no one out there. There's only 3 on the boundary. Could run away for 4. He's very strong in his pads, Peter Burren. He's very strong on the onside. Tanvir Ahmed getting the wrong line there. The length crucial at the moment as well. Cuts, we've got a third man, a fine leg and a deep square. Got mid off and mid on up. Can't over pitch. But anything on the pads is money for jam at this level, particularly bowling wide on the crease. Tanvir in again to Peter Byron. Defends it back. And, fielded there from the off spinner, Ehsan Khan. He took a great diving catch for the last wicket to fall, removing Stephen Myberg for...
I hope he's okay. As soon as he took that catch, he went straight off for some treatment on that right hand, I think. And even now you can see, well, he's just had his hand checked by the umpire there. So he's hoping only 1 over left of his 10. He's a key man for Hong Kong.
Might be coming off again. It is his right hand. He does have Papadums' fingers. He's had a few nasty knocks on the fingers over the years. He's going to get some more treatment there, keeping the Hong Kong physio, Sarah Whitehead, busy. A few comments coming in about the past score. It wouldn't have been far away. I reckon it might have just hit him outside the line. It's a bit hard from where we are cuts with being a deep square.
Yeah, we'll just try and get this replay up hopefully quickly if we can see. Definitely a very big appeal there from everyone in the ring there. Yeah, you're right there, just outside the line.
Woody Pradhan is a very experienced umpire.
We say great fielding by young Shahid Wasif there on his substitute fielder for the injured Ehsan Khan. Great fielder, isn't he, Charlie?
Certainly is. He's a great young cricketer and a young man. He's probably fairly unlucky, actually, to miss out today. He would have been disappointed. But happy to be out there, no doubt, in the lovely sunshine here in Hong Kong. There's Tanvir Ahmed in again to the skipper, Peter Burren. Knocks it to backward pointer, shy at the stumps at the bowler's end from Jamie Atkinson. And that's end of the over. Useful over again there from the Hong Kong side. Just leaking those boundaries though, Tim. I think with Pete Burren's obviously just come in. Rudolph van der Muur is obviously been out there for a while. He's started to get going now with 31. Peter Burren 19. He's got to 19 quickly. He's picked up the 4 boundaries. And the Netherlands 200 for 4 after 33 overs.
We have to multitask a bit here, Charles, don't we? We're just doing all the scoring as you see on the screen as well, checking on the replays.
Yeah, I think I put on my CV once that I was very good at multitasking, but I'm absolutely not. So change in the field here as well. We've got Ehsan Nawaz coming to point, and Shahid Wasif has gone out to the boundary at deep square. He's got a good arm and good pair of hands on the boundary, very athletic. So Nadeem Ahmed from the softball end. Oh, it's a good bit of fielding there from the Hong Kong skipper, Bubba Hyatt. Wouldn't have been far away, I think, the run out then. opportunity anyway. I think this is going to be interesting over. I'm just throwing it out there. I think with 17 overs to go and you've got a set batter and Peter Boren, the skipper, that's just come in and he's looking the goods. I think it's a pretty crucial over.
Good running there by a good call by Boren. Just that little edge onto the leg side of the pitch. Just see a little bit of turn there as well. Very encouraging for Hong Kong, but also means it's going to turn for the rest of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get any easier to bat on later. It's still a good wicket. Certainly will get a little bit lower and slower with the new ball, with the older ball, I should say. Just a quicker delivery there from Dean Ahmed, and umpire Ian Thompson shaking his leg and giving it a rub for leg byes. He's got a good bit of willow in his hands there, Peter Boren.
Woodworm, of course, supporters of Hong Kong cricket, both with that great kit that you see. You've got to be the best kit in world cricket, and also a sponsor as well.
Not biased at all. This is what happens though when you've got this field that's set for your traditional sweep and your reverse sweep. So there's a lot of opportunities there for Pete to move it around. 2 dot balls here, change of pace. He might just throw this next one up and entice Boren to use his feet. He's got long off and long on back. Zakat Khan and Jamie Atkinson on the boundary. There's a reverse.
Just as we're talking. And straight to Wakaz Khan, who's out there at I've got to come up with a name for that. It's not a wide third man, it's not a backward point.
We could make up any name for it, I think, Cuts. Maybe...
well, cricket does have...
Matt Collins once said to me that's the Knickerbocker position. I'm not sure if that's the correct name for it, but it is a bit of a wide third man or a backward square. End of the over, so another good over there from Nadeem.
It's one of the joys of teaching cricket to the Hong Kong Chinese kids, really, is when you get to the point of talking about the field positions and the laughs you get from silly mid-off and short leg that we take for granted, but they give you some extremely strange looks.
Certainly do, and we'll have about 150 kids down later on today at the lunch break as part of our Junior Cricket Sixes program, which is engaging the local community into the game of cricket. The program's going from strength to strength, so great to have the school kids down. It's a beautiful day for it. I'd rather be here than a classroom. Azaz Khan into Peter Boren. They've gone up again. There could be. It's a bit... The appeal was on and everyone sort of left the ball. Might have been an inside edge. I think umpire Buddy Pradhan has kept his hands down.
Yeah, Roloff made that very quick call. I think Boren was just as distracted with the appeal. Maybe he thought it was a little bit closer and wasn't listening to his partner, and they scampered through for a leg bye in the end.
Yeah, just going down leg, I think. So Azaz Khan in again. Fielded there from Shahid Wasif, Hong Kong's 12th man, on for Ehsan Khan. Got another young man wandering the boundary at the moment, 13th man with his bib on, Jata Subramanian. Very talented young leg spinner. He's actually from your way, Tim, at Hong Kong Cricket Club, same club where you play. Azaz Khan in again to Rudolph Vandemua.
Yes, Jata was captain of the Hong Kong under-19 side in the recent tournament in Malaysia there, and I think it's only a matter of time until we see him in a full shirt for Hong Kong. And before that he was in the under-16s, wasn't he, in the ACC Premier League 3 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just going to make a big call here, but future captain of Hong Kong, I reckon. He's got a good head on his shoulders for a young kid. I know people don't like to hear that with young cricketers, but he's got some quality leadership in his arsenal. Just a bit short there. It's sort of tucked away, almost pulled away there for 4. And it's behind deep square, and obviously third man up. The outfield is pretty quick here. Shortish straight boundaries and a quick outfield. Always get return for your shots.
I think of all the games, the international matches that we've hosted in the last couple of years, this has probably been that combination, the flattish wickets, lightning fast outfield and the warm weather. I think this is best of run scoring conditions that we've seen. It's better there from Azaz, sort of zeroing in on that off stump. Of course, with only 4 fielders out, it's a little bit harder as a bowler all the way through to the 40th over. He's just strayed a little bit in that ball 2 balls ago, giving that width on the leg side for a boundary.
Got a question here. Would be the highest score we think that Hong Kong could chase? As Azaz comes in, change of pace there. It's going to be right on the boundary here. He's dropped it. I think it's gone over the rope as well for 6. Disappointing effort there. It's long off. I think it was Anshuman Rath. Buddy Pradhan the Nepalese umpire just trying to confirm what it was, and it's gone all the way. As we see a replay here, disappointing here, Tim Cutler.
Very much so. Anshuman, one of the better fielders, and we see it coming down. Maybe he was a little bit nervous about the rope behind him, but really should have been taking that one, Charlie, shouldn't it?
Yep, those have to be taken, particularly with a batsman set. That can cost you an extra 20 or 30 runs. So it's Zaz Khan, clever bit of bowling there, mixing his pace up. So another big over here from Nadeem Ahmed as Peter Boren is on strike. The Netherlands 4 for 219. A few mix-ups between these two batsmen. Oh, there's no one out there at deep in wicket. 1 bounce 4. I think it goes back to what you were saying before, Tim. I'm surprised there isn't a deep mid wicket there for Nadeem Ahmed. I think skipper Bubba Hyatt has made some changes here to the field and brought the long off up inside the ring and dropped back deep mid wicket. Nadeem Ahmed to Boren. Boren using his feet. That's a big 6. That's 6 anywhere in the world. That's into the softball courts. Good use of feet here. Intelligent cricket. Sweep for 4 and then using his feet coming down the track. Launching it into the softball field. Hopefully get a replay of that. They could also get Tabarak Dar, the reserve umpire, out with that case of balls, spare balls. Usually get the balls back from that end, the softball end. It's when you're hitting towards the Lion Rock end that we struggle to get the balls back.
I think that one's the Victoria Harbour end. Charlie, I don't think we want to acknowledge another sport. See that? Oh, that's a great shot from Peter Boren. As we've been talking about the changes in the field, trying to protect against his sweeping, he just comes down the wicket. And that's a great shot. That's a good 90 metres there.
It's just clever cricket, isn't it? It's just playing with the field, risk for reward. Swept Nadeem for 4. Next ball, Nadeem was going to pitch it up. Outside off, he's come and used his feet. Here we go, another replay. He wasn't even quite to the pitch of the ball there, and it's a beautiful shot towards the Victoria Harbour end of the ground. Not sure where getting that ball back at the moment. There's a bit of breaking play at the moment. I might just go through the scorecard for you. Netherlands won the toss, elected to bat, and and they are 4 for 229 after 35.3 overs. Rippon was the first to go. He's just joined the Netherlands squad for this tour. Didn't play in the 4-day match, and he was bowled by Azaz Khan. A ball just nipped back, and Rippon left it, and he was out in the second over of the game. Ben Cooper, Ehsan Khan just held back his pace a little bit and was caught at cover by Anshman Rath for 43. He was looking in good touch too after his 173 not out in the I Cup. Wesley Barassi, the Netherlands skipper, was caught by Wakas Khan at point, bowled by Ehsan Khan for 11. And the last wicket to fall was Stephen Myberg, who was looking in great touch. Good catch at fine leg by Ehsan Khan off the bowling of Nadeem Ahmed, and he was gone for 88. I think we might even try and have a replay of the dismissals from today as both teams take drinks and the umpires while we wait for the ball. I think the ball may have come back.
Here we go, that first wicket.
Yep, here's the first wicket. Michael Rippon leaving a delivery. There's two types of leaves, Tim, and that was the uglier of the two. And off stump, knocked back from Azaz Khan. And then Ehsan Khan was good over here. Just flighted that one up a little bit more. Cooper enticed into the shot, pushed at it, caught it cover there from Anshman Rath. Ehsan Khan not shy of a celebration. The third wicket to fall. Also Ehsan Khan here, and a good catch from Wakas Khan at point. He's pretty happy with that as well. That gave Ehsan Khan his second wicket of the day. And then the fourth wicket to fall was Myberg, who was looking in good touch. That's not the wicket, but it was a nice single down to long off. But the fourth wicket to fall and the final wicket so far today was good catch from Ehsan Khan off the bowling of Nadeem Ahmed. Myberg gone for 88. So the Netherlands drinks break has finished here at the lovely Ting Kwong Road Recreational Ground. Netherlands 4 for 229. So someone was asking before, I suppose a score to chase today. I think anything over 270, even on a decent wicket, starting to keep a little bit low, and with this sunshine will break up a little bit. Quick outfield, I still think anything over 270 is not going to be easy to chase. So Hong Kong have got their work cut out for them in this last 15 overs. Nadeem Ahmed continues the 36th over. We took drinks break with the loss of the ball into the outside the ground. Peter Boren, the experienced Netherlands skipper. Mid-off is still up. Nadeem Ahmed to Boren. Reverse, little paddle, reverse Malachi for 4. Clever cricket.
Two fielders there to defend that, but he was able to play that fine of that short third man for 4. Great shot by Peter Boren.
Tim, you're a left arm spinner. I think the line here, protect your leg side. You've got 3 out, and you probably need to be, your line needs to be middle and leg, doesn't it?
We'll let Nadeem bowl this ball and
come back there from Nadeem to finish the over.
At the moment, whatever it is, you need to be consistent at it. Because at the moment, we've got a guy out for the regular sweep, and then also 2 men protecting the reverse sweep. It's almost like you're expecting to hit both sides of the wicket, and that's, I guess, the beauty of the sweep shot is it gives batsmen the chance to play those shots to balls that are not necessarily on that line. But I think Nadeem, as you say, needs to come up with something, and if you're going to hang on a certain line, is to hang on a middle or leg, to mean that it's going to be very, very hard to reverse sweep if you've got that angle going in. So it's a tough one, and I think this is more where Nadeem's going to really work on his pace as well on that line.
Absolutely. I think you're better off having a poor plan than no plan at all, and I've got the feeling that's probably what's happening with Nadeem at the moment. He's a bit Byron's reverse swept him through mid-wicket and used his feet, so you've got to stick to a plan, Tim. So Azaz Khan continues from the line rock end. He's
it's not easy. It's never easy defending after a batsman who is playing a sweep shot well, and we've seen Ryan Campbell do that here for a number of years, and I find no one harder to bowl to when he's on, when he gets down so quickly. It is really the shot you can play to any ball from a spinner. It's blocked there by Boren. It's one of those hard ones that you bowl a really good ball, and we saw Matthew Hayden in the late 90s and 2000s dominate in India because he was able to get down so quick and really smother the spin, whether it didn't matter which way it was turning, whether it was a duzzer or a regular off spinner those times from Harbhajan. It's really hard to defend against. It's just as hard as a captain to set a field to it as well.
So Azaz Khan into the skipper Boren, and he's picked the gap there. He's beaten the guy backward point. A diving effort there from Nadeem Ahmed on his weaker side. Good fielding effort there. Keeps it to 2. I don't think we saw too many threes in the I Cup match, and you won't see a lot today with a quick outfield and smaller boundaries, but a good fielding effort there from Nadeem, saving 2. Good to see the crowd starting to come in, and those 2 stands as you enter the general admission starting to get almost full here. Just picking up a few too many easy singles here, Tim. I think if you've got the field up, you've got to be in a position to stop those ones. Maybe the last 2 deliveries of the over, you can go a bit deeper in the ring, but I'd like to see us just a little bit more attacking the Hong Kong side, but just kind of back on our heels a little bit and allowing the easy singles. My opinion, that shouldn't be a single. Azaz Khan in again to Van der Merwe on the back foot, fielded and cut off by Anshman Rath with long off and long on back. Your mid wicket and your cover can afford to be slightly deeper and a little bit straighter to make sure they don't get too many easy singles down the ground.
Hong Kong does have its 2 youngest, most sprightly fielders in the circle there, so I think Bubba's definitely recognised that.
It's a poor effort. It's a poor effort at long on from Nazakat Khan. Didn't even use his hands there.
I would expect a lot better from Nazakat there, but it just shows the pace across that outfield, and also just when it's timed that well. So, yeah, but Nazakat's probably the best fielder on the side, if not top 3. Disappointing from him there.
Well, you should have gone Superman dive, not diving with your feet. We'll see a replay here. It's pushed down the ground for what should have probably only been 2. He should have dived there, hands first, not trying to bring the legs around and try and stop it with your feet. Your feet are for walking and your hands are for fielding. So the Netherlands move on to 4 for 241 after the 37th over. The Netherlands skipper, Peter Boren, 39 off 33 deliveries, and Rudolf van der Merwe is 46 off 38. So ticking the scoreboard along nicely at the moment. Good toss to win this, the Netherlands. Got 13 crucial overs here from Hong Kong.
So what are you thinking now, Charlie, from Hong Kong point of view? What are your plans here?
It's a tough one. To peg this score back, the easiest way to do it is to get a couple of new batters to the crease. I think he's got the right field here. I think we just need to be disciplined in our approach. Slight variations of your pace and see what you can get. It's full and punched down the ground for one. Fielded there from Nazaka Khan, who will be disappointed from his fielding effort in the last over. So they've insisted that mid-off is up for Peter Boren. So Ehsan Nawaz here has got to be careful with his length. Can't be too full. He's in at Boren. Good change of pace there. Appeal for LBW. I think it was going down. Peter Boren was asking Nadeem Ahmed if it was all right that he picked the ball up. Common tactic for experienced cricketers. Get a little bit of sweat on the ball and from the gloves, all that sort of stuff.
Well, I would have said it was an experienced tactic to wait till he picks it up and then appeal. We need a wicket.
Jeez, that's actually a bit closer than I thought there. I thought it may have been going down. It's not a bad shout there. As Ehsan Nawaz in again. At Boren, gone up again, and the umpire's raised his finger. Ian Thompson sent him on his way.
One too many sweeps there. We've been talking about how strong the skipper of the Netherlands, Peter Boren, is with that sweep. I think he's just picked the wrong ball. Very full there from Ehsan Nawaz. And we'll take a good look at that, but that looked pretty dead to me.
Yeah, good delivery here. Foolish delivery. Boren's also slipped over. I think the spikes haven't gone into the wicket for him. I could be wrong here, Cuts. I'm not often wrong, but I reckon he's had 3 LBWs and his 3 dismissals on this tour. No replay, but it looks salmon trout from where we are. It looks absolutely out.
Okay.
So a breakthrough that Hong Kong needed, and the Centurion from the 4-day game, Peter Seller, is at the wicket now after a breakthrough and his first class century. Joins Rudolph van der Merwe at the crease. I think it's exactly what the Hong Kong side needed.
Well, as you said, the best way of cutting down the run rate is to take those wickets. So it's good there from Ehsan, keeping to his plans there of full and straight. Just describing that as well. Like Boren went that front foot a long way across and slipped. Ball almost went under that front leg as well, didn't it? It did look very adjacent.
Yeah, it wasn't a difficult one for the umpire Thompson. Ehsan Nawaz in. It's just one thing that I'm being a little bit critical here with the bowlers, but just one thing I feel we haven't, or the Hong Kong side hasn't done well today, is just allowing the new batter off strike too easily. I think as a bowling group, your new batter, you want to be able to have the field up a little bit and create a few dot balls and make them work to get off the mark. Change of pace again from Ehsan Nawaz. The ball's hit out to mid-wicket. So end of the over there from Ehsan Nawaz. Useful over, picking up the Netherlands' 5th wicket. The wicket of the skipper, Peter Boren, is very adjacent, LBW. As Azaz Khan will continue from the Lion Rock end. Tim, I think you're step out of the commentary box and go shake some hands and hold some babies and do what CEOs do. And we're going to have Ryan Campbell, the former Australian and Hong Kong cricketer and now Netherlands coach, newly appointed. Got some good, tough questions to ask you, Cambo, as you step into the commentary box.
I might have to leave then.
Azaz Khan in again with the new over.
Yeah, good afternoon, Charlie. Good afternoon, everyone tuned in. What is a glorious day here in Hong Kong. We're really showing the weather after this time last year against Scotland, that series, which we, I think the the Scots ended up buying some flippers and goggles and snorkels towards the end there, but yeah, no problems this year.
Yeah, glorious weather as Azaz Khan in again to the new batter, Peter Seller. So Cambo, you're about to take office at the in the Netherlands. What's the first thing the new coach is going to do?
Well,
day one.
Try and find his way to the office, I would have thought. Look, Charlie, firstly, obviously it's a great opportunity for me. I've spent nearly 4.5 years involved in Hong Kong cricket and put a lot of my blood, sweat and tears into this team. So, obviously always will want Hong Kong to do well, but I guess, when I get to the Netherlands, it's about working out their processes and, what's the local competition is like. Where's our squad coming from? Where's the next generation of player coming from? I think my role as the coach is obviously, we have a good young squad, but we also need to look to the next generation as well.
Might have been a bottom edge there. A bit of excitement in the field. Well, I think you're taking over a pretty good group there. They're a good side. They've always been very competitive and obviously got a very strong history at this level of cricket and associate and affiliates, and have had a few historic moments beating England in World Cups and all sorts of things. So
well, I'm reliably told they've never lost to England at a World Cup, so there's a bit of pressure on there. But look, yeah, you're right. That they have got a proud tradition, and it looks like a pretty solid squad. Again, like all associate countries, we need to try and lengthen that squad a little bit more.
Sars Khan in again.
Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah, shy there from Antrim and Rath. There's been a couple of opportunities today that have gone begging for the Hong Kong side in the field.
Well, that's the funny thing. You would have thought that the Netherlands are going nicely here at 5 for 246, but there's still 12 overs to bat. A little run out there, and then suddenly you're almost into the tail, and suddenly a 330, 340 sort of score can suddenly be trimmed to 290, which would be a good effort from the Hong Kong lads from here.
It's a wide ball down the leg side there, and Chris Carter having a bit of a hard time behind the stumps, and mopped up from Jamie Atkinson, the former captain. I think Cambo, just looking at what you're saying there and the importance of domestic cricket in associate and anywhere, whether you're a full member or an associate affiliate, I think the experience that you've had in the 4 or 5 years that you've had here in Hong Kong and working with the Hong Kong side as a specialist batting coach, and the work that you've done here, and you've gone away as a coach and as a player to a World T20. You've obviously played a lot of first-class cricket in Australia, and you've certainly done your apprenticeship. And I think the first thing you said to me when you got the nod for the job was, you wanted to put yourself in the firing line and see how you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's it's every coach's ambition, to find out if, as the main man, if he's got what it takes, and if your theories, if your principles, if your processes, stand up in the big wide world. So, like you say, it's been an absolute honour and a privilege to be a part of the Hong Kong setup. Not just blowing smoke up you, but when you first were there, and now Simon Cook, that experience in working with really good coaches, almost great coaches, has, I think, got me ready. Of course, there's nothing like jumping off the cliff, so to speak, when you get into that first role as the head honcho. Obviously, one of the first things I'll have to do when I get to the Netherlands is buy more warm clothes, because let's be honest, us Perth kids don't really like the cold, Charlie.
If only we had a camera in this commentary box. You're rugged up as if it's minus 10 degrees. I'd love to see you in about sort of December time in the Netherlands.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I've already had discussions. The Netherlands will be touring a lot through winter. A lot.
Good over here, an important over here from Nadeem Ahmed. A couple of dot balls. Sense this delivery, something could happen here. Nadeem Ahmed in again. Just held his pace back a bit there. Too many easy singles, I feel.
That's a good 50 though from Van der Merwe, following up from that excellent 100 on that in the first innings of the 4-day fixture. Just a very good player, good professional player, knows his job, doesn't go outside his boundaries, so to speak. It is quite interesting that the wicket I actually thought was going to spin a little bit more. We've seen the odd ball take off and spin, but generally not a lot of spin. Nadeem generally spins the ball quite a lot, so
good over there from Nadeem Ahmed, and I think this is going to be a very entertaining last 9 overs. I think this could really set the match up. I think they've got a great platform here, the Netherlands. Hong Kong would be looking to take a few wickets here to slow the run rate down a little bit.
Well, 10 overs to go. What you're looking at, let's say if you're conservative, it's 6 and over. That makes 310. If you add GST to that, it's probably 330. And then if Van der Merwe really takes off, you never know what the score's going to be. So, look, it's going to be a good test. I think Tanveer Ahmed, it's a great test for him. We've seen in his short career so far for Hong Kong, his death bowling is his real attribute. He's, especially in T20 stuff, he hits his Yorker well, a little bit of a change of pace. So, he's going to be tested. What I did like from that last spell of Azar's, I felt that he hit the deck a lot better. His length, he dragged his length back, and I thought it was a very good spell.
Tanveer Ahmed on from the line rock end, and it's knocked down the ground by Van der Merwe for a single to the Hong Kong skipper, Bubba Hyatt, who's on screen. He's going to need to make some runs today, I think, Cambo.
I would have thought so. He's in very good form. I still think, though, on these sort of wickets where, look, it looks lifeless and it doesn't bounce too much. Oops, bit of a false start there. But I still think you've got to use your bouncer. Even if it's, I just think the Hong Kong lads have been probably a bit fuller rather than shorter. The bigger boundaries are to the square of the wicket, and you got your 2 out, bowl some bounces, try and slower ball bounces, change it up, but force the Netherlands to play good cricket shots.
Oh, Hong Kong are in trouble here. They've got 5 outside the ring at the moment.
It's okay, Charlie, because that's the last.
Sorry, apologies. Yes.
Last power play. We can have 5 out now.
Last power play. Just hard almost stopped there in Cambo.
Yeah, so I still think you can use that bouncer. Like, hit the deck, bowl the ball into the wicket, try and, get something out of it, or a change of pace. I think a hook shot is still a hard shot to play. If you're just pitching the ball up all the time, it gives the opportunity to batsmen to throw their hands through the ball. And, watching the Dutch bowl in the 4-day game, I think they bowled too full.
Yep, I think you're spot on there, Ryan. I think with a bit of inconsistency in the bounce, particularly bowling from the harbour end, it's not a bad ploy. The boundaries aren't too short square of the wicket. They're obviously a lot shorter straight. It's not a bad ploy. I think the one thing that I was saying earlier, Ryan, was that I would have liked to have seen, particularly even with the new ball, I would have liked to see a bit more variation in pace, and only subtle variations. Felt we just kept going at the same pace. Appeal there from the Hong Kong side to Budi Pradhan, the Nepalese umpire, who's a friend of ours here in Hong Kong. He's officiated in a few games in Hong Kong, but
pretty calm sort of a customer, isn't he?
Yeah, very good umpire.
Yeah, a bit high sliding down leg, I would have thought, but you're right. And again, with the slower balls, it doesn't have to be a super slow. I think that's probably high and going down leg.
Other than that, it's pretty close.
You can see the wicket keeper sliding down the leg side there. I think sometimes, when fast bowlers are learning the art, and this is probably a good lesson for the youngsters out there, they try and bowl their slow ball. It actually is too slow. It just has to be half a step slower, or just subtle, just to try and get the batsman just in the halfway through his shot go, oh no, that's a bit slower. Whereas I think some of the slower balls are way too slow, and batsmen can then readjust and then throw their hands through the ball, and on the smaller boundaries, you cop it.
It's a give me full and down leg side and dealt with accordingly by Peter Seeler.
Yeah, that's Tanvir going for his beloved Yorker and just missing by a foot basically. Fine leg in the circle, there's no real chance for any fieldsman to get around there, which is a bit disappointing because I know that, you know, in our time together that you and Cookie are very big on the last ball of every over. The first ball and the last ball are the most important, and then obviously in between you're trying to get those dots, but you really got to start the over well to take the pressure off yourself and then obviously finish off your good work.
Absolutely. Netherlands 42 overs have gone. Score is 5 for 259. Rudolf van der Moer is 52 off 48. And Peter Seeler is 9 off 11. So we have 8 overs remaining. Sorry, this is the 42nd. A couple of scorecards in the commentary box here. So, sorry, 41.1 overs gone. Netherlands 5 for 260 now with that single.
Be interested to see the pace that Nadeem has to bowl here. With a change of field, he brings his 45 inside the circle into the mid-wicket region, so there's some space behind the wicket keeper. Little lap sweep if he bowls too fast. Like that.
You know this outfit pretty well already, Ryan.
Well, when you, as a left arm off spinner, if you're having mid-wicket, it basically means you have to bowl slow. Like every time and as we see now, there's going to be a change in the field back to what it was. But as soon as you bowl a little bit of pace, then the batsman can work with those laps. And I think Peter Boren, you can see with his reverses and lap sweeps, are very tough for the bowler. And the funny thing there is, as soon as he changed his field, he actually bowled slower.
Obviously, been a keeper yourself, Ryan. One thing I do want to ask you while you're here: how much input does a keeper have on the field? And I don't mean necessarily big changes in the field, but subtle changes, maybe angles or depth in the ring and things like that.
Oh, to be honest, Charlie, I think the wicket keeper is the captain of the fielding team. It is his job to keep all the lads up for the whole 50 overs, but he has the best view of the house. And I like when the level 3 coaches are up here, part of my keeping course was actually to take them out to the middle and stand them where a wicketkeeper stands and have a look at what they could see, because I think we're very reliant now on video analysis and video images, but that's from outside the boundary. Your best person will always be the wicketkeeper. And the other thing for the wicketkeeper is he needs to know his bowling stuff. He needs to know their techniques, their bowling actions. He should be the first one that a bowler goes to ask if something's going wrong or what do you think, because, and it's hit hard out to mid-wicket, but mate, I can't praise enough how much of a wicketkeeper has when it comes to the input of that fielding side. He has to be a voice and he has to be heard.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Ryan. I think the strong sides I've ever played in or been involved in have always had a keeper that's right up there with the leaders of the group. Reading the play also, I think, is crucial, isn't it? For a keeper?
Absolutely. And like I always say, that the keeper is the drummer of the band. Generally in most teams, he bats at number 7. So he's the link between the top 6 batsmen and then the bowling stocks. But then he's always talking to the bowlers because of what I just said about their bowling actions, and then he's almost like the conduit between the batting and the group and the bowling group. So he's very important. And in fact, we're very lucky at KCC where we have the 3 wicket keepers in, Chris Carter, Jamie Atkinson, and Matt Stiller, who's a very good wicket keeper as well. We've
got Mo Khan, don't you?
And we've also got Mo Khan. So we have 4 outstanding wicket keepers, and we're very lucky in that regard. I'm sure there's lots of other clubs that would love to jump our fence and steal one of them, but they won't be, that's for sure. Well, not that it's got anything to do with me anymore, but that we find a way. We make sure that we rotate who's keeping and give the opportunities for the guys when they need to. So we're very lucky in that regard at KCC.
What are your fondest memories, Ryan, in Hong Kong? It's a month to go until you depart the shores, but what's your fondest memories here?
Oh, look, Charlie, the people you meet in Hong Kong, it's just such a transient place that you meet some amazing people that are obviously going to be friends for life. On the cricket field at KCC, we've been very lucky to win lots of trophies in my time here, as well as junior titles as well, and meeting the parents and the junior parents has been fantastic. But no doubt that my highlights will obviously go down as going to 2 World Cups with the boys. Firstly, as the batting coach in year 1, and watching us beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh was an outstanding display. And then obviously going the last time as a player and a batting coach to India, which was a thrilling moment for me as well.
Tanveer Ahmed, a bit of width there, dealt with accordingly there by Seela. Runs away for 4 over towards where we've got the young school kids that are coming in for the lunchtime cricket.
They'll be very excited. I think we've got the KCC lads coming on Saturday to play some cricket at half time.
It's great to see the development staff here for Cricket Hong Kong doing a wonderful job. I was just about to praise Tanveer Ahmed's over, and he's just been dealt with. That could
Twice.
Be 2 and 2. It's 2 boundaries there. You cannot give width.
Well, yeah, that's one thing he generally doesn't do, is give players width. And on a good surface like this, any width you can really throw the hands at. And Celia's obviously coming off very good innings on that last day of the 4-day match, where he brought up his maiden first-class 100. He and Ben Cooper were absolutely outstanding on day 4 of that match.
That's well fielded.
That's a good piece of fielding by Anshuman Rath.
Wasn't going to have a risk it there. Great bit of fielding there from Anshuman Rath to round out the 43rd over. The Netherlands 5 for 273. I'll just go through the fall of wickets from today. Rippon was the first to go, leaving a ball outside off, Ryan. I'm not sure you'll hear, but I have said a few times there's 2 types of leaves, and that was the uglier of the 2. And had his castle knocked over by Azaz Khan. The score was 1 for 10. Cooper, coming off 173 not out in the I-Cup match, was the next to go. He was caught by Anshuman Rath, just pushing at 1 at cover. Off the bowling of Ehsan Khan, bowled a very smart over, mixed his pace up. Would have thought the rest of the bowling group would have acknowledged that. Wesley Baracey, the keeper batsman, was the next to go. The score was 3 for 112. He was caught at point by Wakas Khan off the bowling of Ehsan Khan. The next to go was Steve Myberg, who beautiful innings of 88 off 98 deliveries. The score was 4 for 183. And then the last wicket to fall, the Dutch skipper, Peter Burren, LBW to Ehsan Nawaz. And the score was 5 for 243. So we have Van der Merwe on 55, and he's on strike. The umpires are coming together at the moment. I'm not really sure what for. And Peter Seela is not out 11. So a very critical last 8 overs to set this game up here at the beautiful and sunny Tin Kwong Road Recreational Ground. And we have Azaz Khan on to bowl.
Yeah, I thought Myberg was outstanding today. A couple of outs in that 4-day fixture where he probably went way too hard at the ball. And again, that's probably a result of not playing a lot of 4-day cricket for these guys. So for him to bounce back today, he's probably deserving of a century. And he, literally hit a half tracker down the throat of deep square, which was unfortunate. But, he's a class player. I think he's got a big future to go. He's one of the older players, but he's still got many good years to come. So, look, the quality of player is there, that's for sure. When you look at the squad, their batting depth is quite sound. That's a big hit. That's going to go all the way, you would have thought.
Yeah, that's into the general admission area here at Tin Kwong Road.
Now, that was a slower ball from Azaz Khan there, and what you notice, it was very slow. And unfortunately, the batsman picked it halfway down, had a chance to then reassess the situation and get enough bat on it for 6 runs.
Slow and loopy. Azaz Khan back in. Oh, he's had another go. This could be out. Jamie Atkinson's under it. That's a good catch there at long on, and a vital wicket for the Hong Kong side there with the removal of Van der Merwe.
Yeah, that's better bowling. Tried to hit the Yorker, and Van der Merwe was going hard at it. Just didn't get enough bat on it. Jamie Atkinson probably as safe as any of the fielders here in the whole of Hong Kong, although he did drop one earlier on today. But that's a very good innings once again from Van der Merwe. He's 56 of 52 balls, 3 fours, 3 sixes. He is a powerhouse player. And a big wicket for Hong Kong, because that, again, just slows the run rate a bit. A new batsman at the crease has to get himself in. Suddenly you're hoping that you can somehow keep the score to 320, and that's probably a good result from here.
Yep, interested in your thoughts, Ryan. He's hit a 6. Ball before. He's the set batter. There's already Sell's been out there for a while. He's on 19, but not really sure that was required, if I'm being a little bit harsh.
Yeah, you're right. It's one of those situations where I think you've still got plenty of overs to go. So you probably don't have to put the foot to the floor as much every ball, so to speak. You want to probably save that for the last 4 or 5 overs, but that's obviously what was in his mind and didn't come off.
Azaz Khan to the new batter, who's Max O'Dowd. Seen much of Max, Ryan. He's obviously useful with the ball as well as the bat. Interesting
Technique. Does jump around a lot on the crease, which a lot of players do those sort of things, and he really loads up on that back foot to get forward. So I'm actually looking forward to working with him and hear his theories on his technique. I'm a big believer, Charlie, that I love listening to a theory. And if players have a theory and it's sound, I like that. You don't have to be the normal sort of player. That's the beauty of our game. People will all bowl differently. They all bat differently. As long as it's not something that is a glaring deficiency that causes errors and a way to get out, then I'm happy to listen. And if he backs his technique, then so be it. But as our viewers will see, he does move around a lot in the crease.
We've got the batter's cross before, so we've got Max O'Dowd on strike now. It's a bit of a push forward and then a push back, and then guides it down to third man.
It's a hop, skip and a jump, isn't it? There's a bit going on there. My only question would be, is if you don't quite get that perfectly timed and then you're sort of halfway, and obviously the last thing you want to do is being caught on the crease, but there's the technique of loading up on your back foot, looking to go forward, is a technique that Greg Chappell is all over. It's about trying to, the first release point of a bowler is going to be full, and the longer they hold on to it, the shorter it's going to be. So basically, the theory is that you should always be setting up to go forward, and then as the bowler, if you see that he's delayed just that split second, then you can go back. But it's an interesting theory. Like I say, I'm always happy to listen to theories, and what works for some people doesn't work for other people.
Well, it's end of the over. 6 for 282 after 44. Azaz Khan has completed his 8th over. I might just run through the bowling figures. We've got Ehsan Nawaz, who opened the bowling, took the new ball. He didn't start well, 4 wides down the leg side. He 1 for 45 off his 8 overs. Azaz Khan just completed his 8th over, 2 for 56. Ehsan Khan, who I think just mixed his pace up a little bit. He was quite clever in how he approached his bowling spells. He's got 2 for 49 off 9, so he's still got 1 up his sleeve. Tanveer Ahmed, who's on now, has not taken a wicket yet. He's gone for 50 off 8 as he comes in and bowls the sealer. down the leg side again. We've seen a few of these from not only Tanvir Ahmed but also his brother Ehsan Nawaz. So he's got figures of none for 50 off 8, Tanvir Ahmed. And Nadeem Ahmed, left arm spinner, 1 for 58 off his 10. Bowled fairly well, bowled a couple of crucial spells. And Anshman Rath only has the 1 over for 16.
That's going to bring about another field change. It's basically deep square is coming up and like a cow corner has been put out, which basically is saying to the batsman, I'm going to bowl full, I have to bowl full. And there it is, a slow ball, quite full. It's an interesting field, but as long as the bowlers understand what's going on and deliver accordingly, and change of batsman, we're going to see the deep square go back out, which does then give him the option to maybe drop a little bit shorter.
As I always say, you're better off to have the wrong plan than no plan at all. At least you can judge where you're going. So Tanvir Ahmed approaches the wicket, jumps away, delivers the ball wide on the crease into Maxi O'Dowd.
Well, I think also, Charlie, that on a surface like this, which is so good for batting, that plan A has to be followed by plan B, C, D, E, F, all the way down to Z. Because you do need to change things up. If something doesn't work, you need a backup plan. So, and I think it's a good lesson for youngsters out there when things aren't going quite well and they panic a little bit, and that panic comes from not having a backup plan. So it's just literally take a breath. Okay, what are we going to do? Talk to the captain. Do you want me to bowl full? Do you want me to bowl short? And we're going to change the field. It has to be something. You can't just get to the top of your run and keep running in, because I think that's a situation that happens quite often where the situation of a game gets away from some young fast bowlers and they just turn around and keep bowling instead of stopping and having a think.
Goes the ramp. It's outside off and he's missed it through the keeper, Carter. So a couple of crucial dot balls here.
That was a good change of pace. Obviously, with that ramp sort of shot, you are relying on the pace of the bowler to get bat on it. So by taking the pace off, it makes that shot very, very difficult.
So Tanvir Ahmed in again to Max O'Dowd. A fuller delivery. Puts it out. A quick single there. I'm not sure how much you've kept an eye on the fielding today, Ryan, but I do feel that Hong Kong side's probably just allowed too many easy singles. I know you got to protect the ring, and I don't mind balls 4 and 5 and an over, but I just feel a couple of times today we've probably been a little bit too defensive on that ring. I'd like to see the first few balls of every over that you're not allowing the easy singles.
I can only agree with you there, Charlie. I'm a big believer that blokes in the circle, you've got to be up saving the single. Make them hit it past you, save a single. And like you say, the last ball or two, you might be able to drop back a little bit, but one of my pet hates is when blokes are just lurking back on the ring and give an easy single. You may as well be on the boundary, to be honest. You're in that ring for a reason, and the best fielders are anticipating, they're rushing in, they're trying to stop every single they can. And again, that brings up more pressure on a batsman because they just want to rotate the strike and keep the scoreboard ticking over. Be up, try and stop it, grab yourself a dot for the bowler, give him a release ball, so to speak, and then later in the over, maybe lurk back a little bit, but I don't like it when a lot of teams just go so defensive so quickly.
It's a good morning from Hong Kong for those that have joined us. It's an early morning in the Netherlands as well. Peter Boren, the Netherlands skipper, won the toss and elected to bat for those that have just joined us. And it's been a very impressive display so far from the Netherlands batting unit. Joined alongside me is Ryan Campbell, the former Hong Kong batting coach and soon to be former Kowloon Cricket Club coach, and now been appointed the job of the Netherlands coach. A bit of width there from Azaz Khan as knocked down to third man and fielded there from Tanvir Ahmed.
5 a.m. in my new adopted home, Charlie.
The pleasure of knowing your lovely other half, your wife Leontina. Explain to me, is she Dutch or is she English?
She has a Dutch passport. Her mother is Dutch. My son has a Dutch passport, so that makes him Dutch as well. We're very much looking forward to going back to the Netherlands and starting our life. Put some roots down and...
Starting your life? Hasn't
again
started yet?
Well, mate, some days it feels like it's never-ending Groundhog Day, but it's going to be a great experience, and I can only thank the Netherlands Cricket Board enough for having the faith in giving me an opportunity.
Well,
there's no finger on that. Bowler didn't get anywhere near it.
There's no appeal from the bowler, I don't think, but Wakas Khan, who's sweeper on the boundary here, was very confident that was out. Not sure how he had a good look from there, but fair enough. Well, they've got a fine man joining them, Ryan. I'm sure you'll do a great job with the Netherlands boys. We'll see them all have higher backlifts and be very still at the crease.
Come on, Charlie.
So Netherlands just pushing along nicely here as they move on to 6 for 2. Well, 292 for 6, I should say.
How the game has changed, though, Charlie. Again, without saying back in my day, but back in my day, if you got to 200 in a 50-over game, you're kind of happy that you knew, that's 4 and over. We can defend that, but now I think the magical number is 300 you're hoping for every time you go out to bat in these games, which does also create its own pressure itself when, batsmen going harder earlier. And you see, I guess the traditionalists say, well, why would he do that? But I feel there is that little bit of extra pressure on the scores being a lot higher to go after it earlier. Obviously, we've also seen a few rule changes where there was only 4 allowed outside the circle, and now we're back to 5 in the last 10, and those sort of things have obviously changed the scoring. T20 has obviously been a massive factor in the attitude of teams batting. So it's it's 300. Obviously, looks like it's going to be going to go well past that with 4 overs remaining. But again, Hong Kong, they're probably the strongest batting we've seen for a long time. When you're looking at probably Anshuman, Rath and Carter's in good form, and then Jamie Atkinson comes into the team with Bubba Hyatt and Nizakat. Mate, that's as good as it gets. Obviously, you would love Mark Chapman here, who's not here, unfortunately, but that's as good a top 5, 6 that I've ever seen in Hong Kong cricket.
Yeah, absolutely, and combined with sunny overhead conditions and a batting track, as Ehsan Nawaz starts what will be his final spell of the game. Peter Seeler has hit that in the air over cover. They'll look to pick up 2 here as it's fielded.
Trouble here, backing up.
Yeah, needed everyone behind that then. A bit of a wild throw from Anshuman Rath.
Well, I think from a fielding side of things, this is where I'm sure Simon Cook will be watching very closely. You just don't want to get ragged now. You want to hang in there. It's 4 overs to go. Yes, it's been a tough slog because of it's a good batting surface, but you've got to stay positive in the field, and you've got to finish the job.
So another single pushed out there. Peter Seeler saying to his batting partner, Max O'Dowd, that Ehsan was just running his fingers over the delivery then, just maybe an off-cutter there, mixing the pace up. It's a deep mid-wicket. Max O'Dowd, he's back, he's forward, he's back again, pushes it out to cover.
It's good bowling. Obviously, someone I've seen a lot of at being a KCC player, him and his brother. And he's really worked back into form. He's had a little bit of trouble with shin splints over the last year or two, and it's really taken a toll on his body. But I feel like, this year in particular in the Premier League, his pace he's rebuilding. He's been the most consistent bowler by far. He knows his job now, and for him to get the nod in front of Tanveer Afzal, which he's been one of the mainstays of this Hong Kong side for many years, is, I guess, a credit for Essen and how well he's going, and also it's a sign that Hong Kong cricket is getting stronger and stronger, and the squad is getting bigger and bigger, which is what we've always been about.
Absolutely. So SR Noir's last couple of deliveries of the 47th over, crucial deliveries here. Full again, up in the block hole, and hit down to the active captain, Bubba Hyatt, who collects it, throws it back to the bowler SR Noirs. And not sure what I'm being told here.
It's an outstanding over. Absolutely outstanding.
It's a great over, isn't it? A single to finish the 47th over. Good bit of bowling there from SR Noirs. He bowled with a bit of pace actually during the I Cup fixture.
And that's what I feel like you've just seen him in KCC Premier League cricket. His pace is building all the time, and it's getting back. Like as a 17-year-old kid, he was clearly the fastest bowler in Hong Kong and was a real tearaway quick until he had a few issues. So it's good to see him coming back and bowl with some good pace, and that the control he had there with the subtle variety in pace as well as Yorkers. I don't care how much the game's changed, Charlie. A Yorker's still a good Yorker.
Absolutely. So Azaz Khan bowling his 10th and final over, I should say, of the Netherlands innings. Well, fielded there at long on by Jamie Atkinson, and they pick up one.
And we go back to that dismissal of Van der Merwe. I feel like the whole momentum has just slowed, hasn't it? The Hong Kong bowlers have been managed to just go for dot balls. There hasn't been a boundary, I don't think, since that dismissal. So that was a key wicket.
Azaz Khan in it. He's got an outside edge there. They'll run away for 4. The delivery before brought up the 300 for the Dutch. They are now 6 for 304. And these last few overs crucial in the context of this game. Just over pitch there, right? He's going for the Yorker. He's given a bit of width, and
to be fair, he got away with the ball before. Was a low full toss, and they are still hard to hit, low full tosses, but there was a bit more width outside edge down to the boundary. There's that slower ball, and that's going to be 4 more.
It's 4 runs. It's run away into the Woodworm hospitality tent.
That's actually that David Millington fielding. That's probably the best bit of fielding he's done in his life.
Hopefully he's not watching this stream as well, or he won't be
that.
welcome to the tent.
Well,
good to have the support of the Woodworm guys.
I'm looking forward to spending Saturday in that Woodworm tent with the lads, watching some good cricket.
My invite must have got lost in the mail. Azaz Khan mixes his pace up. It's hit out through a wide long on. Should be pushing a bit harder, the first one.
Well, just in case. It was always only a single though, but yeah, I'd like to see them obviously pushing every run. 2 balls remaining in this over. Wouldn't want to go for another boundary, that's for sure.
It's probably in the right slot there for Maxi O'Dowd to launch, but he's hit it down to long off. Might see some fireworks here the last few overs of the game. Fielded there at long off by Nazaka Khan. He's also going to be crucial to the Hong Kong chase.
Well, they won't die wondering, that's for sure, in this run chase. I've no doubt the Hong Kong lads will go very hard. It's good bowling.
Well,
yeah.
It's terrific delivery there, and crafty little bit of batting there to get the single off the last delivery as we complete the 48th over. There's 12 balls remaining, 4 wickets in hand.
Well, that is interesting because SN Nawaz has 1 over remaining. Azaz is now finished. Okay, so that leaves Tanvir Ahmed will have to bowl the last over.
Or do you go Ehsan Khan?
Well, Ehsan Khan has not been on the ground.
He's still off.
He's still off, so
it's going to be tough for him to come on and bowl.
Although it is, what's the rule about those injuries that can be seen or something that you're allowed to come on and bowl? Or I don't.
No, I think once you're.
I would have thought once you're off, you're off.
Soft tissue injury or not, I think you're off. You're off. So it'll be Tanvir Ahmed to bowl the last over, but we've got Ehsan Khan, Ehsan Nawaz, his brother, bowling the 49th over.
Well, he bowled a beauty of an over the last one he had, and he'll be hoping 6 singles. Sorry, you'd probably take 6 singles at this time of the day. Now, this is I reckon, as a batsman, because he's bowling such good Yorkers, you need to change where you stand in the crease. I would be either very deep or maybe even a foot out of my crease, just trying to make sure that the bowler doesn't quite know where his zone is. It's all muscle memory bowling. If they're going for Yorkers, they want to bowl the Yorker at exactly the same spot at the crease line. So it's a chance where, as a batsman, you go, okay, let's go right back on my stumps and see if I can get a little bit of elevation.
So Dowd, he's come down the wicket. They might take 2 here. If it's a good throw, it'll be close, but unfortunately for the Hong Kong side, it's didn't get the right kick on the bounce and the throw. A well run 2 there, which takes the score on to 6 for 317 for the Netherlands. We have 9 balls remaining in this innings. Ehsan Nawaz. Oh, this could be touch and go. Good catch on the... Oh, it's a great effort, though. Shahid Wasif, I'm not sure he almost did a second jump there. It's only a single in the end.
Now, there's a piece of fielding that we would never have seen in the past. Today, the players work so hard on their boundary catching and jumping in, jumping out, knowing when to release the ball. It's just outstanding piece of, I guess, an adaptation of our game, where the fielding has gone forward in leaps and bounds, that players know where the rope is and they know when they need to release it and how they can jump in and jump out of the field of play. Very good fielding.
Ehsan Nawaz. And again, that's high. I think that's gone all the way. It has. It's into the Dutch change rooms. That's horns. That's a big one. And that moves the Dutch on to 6 for 324 with a ball remaining in the 49th over.
He's been so good for so long, Ehsan Nawaz. He just missed his length by half a foot, and that's all it takes. And the pressure right on him now.
Well, this is it. It's a great diving catch there. The skipper, Bubba Hyatt. I thought he was going to allow it to bounce at one stage. I think he sort of misjudged it, but a good effort in the end there to dive forward and take that catch.
Yeah, excellent work. One of the pet hates of, I reckon, cricketers and coaches is when blokes just lurk back and don't have a crack at it. Rather see them take the catch than miss a half chance. And there is our youngsters who will be keen to get out on the ground. Our have a go. Fantastic to see all those youngsters down here. And they're watching a pretty good batting display from the Netherlands. They lose their 6th wicket for 322, their 7th wicket for 322 with the 1 over remaining.
Yeah, we've got the last over here from the Victoria Harbour end, and we've got Tanvir Ahmed, also a Kowloon Cricket Club player. He's got a long off, a long on, a sweeper on the offside, a fine leg and a third man, but fine leg's going to come up, so there's 4 out. So he's got to get this right, doesn't he, Ryan? This could be very telling over in the context of the game.
Well, generally he does get it right, but we'll see now. He's under pressure. Boy, that must be a full toss. That's almost a no ball, I would have thought.
I think he's got away with that one. The square leg umpire, Buddy Pradhan,
That's-
has allowed that to...
I think he missed one there. That was definitely over waist height.
one for the Hong Kong team there. Paul Van Meekeren. Meekeren.
Have a listen to me sounding like I know what I talk about.
I know.
I'm going to
long.
I tell you, there are going to be a few issues, and that's the pronunciations of a few of their names.
Foolish delivery. It's hit down the ground for what should be a single.
And also they have a pair of identical twins. They're actually triplets. And there's every chance they'll be starting to pull some gags over me because they are as identical as I've ever seen.
The gentleman that was putting the PMOA posters together informed me the other day he didn't know which one was which, so they just used one for all of them. Foolish delivery again. Probably should have got a hand on that one, I think, but it's down the ground for one nonetheless.
It's good bowling. Apart from that first full toss, he's hit his length absolutely spot on.
Chuck your Dutch cap on, Cambo. You're happy with this score?
Yes. To be honest, any time you score over 300 in a 50 over match, I don't care where you're playing, it's a contest and it means the batsmen have to bat very well. Well, that's good bowling, perfect bowling. And you know, you're going to need 2, 3, probably 5 or 6 batsmen from the opposition to all bat well and make big scores. And I guess when you look at the 320, what you would say is there's no 100 there. You got 188, and so for Hong Kong, I guess they'd be looking at it saying, okay, we need one bloke to score a big 100, and then we need everyone to chip in. And partnerships are the key. I know it's an old adage, but you'll score as fast as you want if you keep a partnership going.
Tanvir Ahmed into Van Meekeren. It's hit down to long off. The game for 2 here. Keeper's not at the stumps. It's schoolboy error there.
That is a bit of laziness from the wiki. He didn't realise that it would have come to his end, and unfortunately Chris Carter was caught napping. Good piece of work and throw from Bubba Hyatt, the captain.
Yeah, poor bit of cricket there from the Hong Kong keeper. So we have the last ball of the innings here.
6.
They're going to go for 2. There's no doubt about it. They've got to be at the stumps, or it's not going to get the kick on. They get 2. It's safe. It's also his 50. He's backed up his century from the first class game, Peter Seeler, with a fine knock here of 50 off 43 deliveries to finish the Dutch innings on 7 for 330. Happy with that, Ryan?
Well, fantastic performance. Again, don't forget, Charlie, it's like watching my 2 kids play. I've only got 1 kid, but I'm watching my oldest child play against my newborn, so I'm a bit of foot in both camps, that's for sure. But you know, obviously the Dutch, if you win the toss, you elect to bat first. You really want to put the opposition to the sword, and I think they did that. They lost an early wicket, but then Myberg and Cooper, Barassi, Van der Merwe, Boren, they all batted beautifully and then finished off nicely from Celia. Look, they'll take 330. They'll back their bowling, no doubt. And on the other side of the coin, I think, you know, the Hong Kong side, they'll also understand that, you know, this isn't a massive ground. The wicket is as good for batting as it's ever been. They'll back themselves to chase this down. They need to keep wickets in hand. Like I said, partnership is everything. You don't have to be 80 or 90 off 10 overs. One of my points that I guess the KCC lads get sick of hearing is that those first 10 overs you can't win the game, but you can lose it. If you're 3 for 30, 3 for 60, you're in trouble. You need to be slow and steady to get there.
Just got a replay here of the last delivery. That was, I think it was the last delivery. Yeah, it was. And it was knocked out to the sweeper, Wakas Khan, and got home for 2, which brought up Peter Seeler's 50 off 42 balls, which also included 5 falls. So that's the Hong Kong side. They got some runs to chase there. They got to put their feet up for 45 minutes, grab some lunch, let the kids on the field soon, who will be out there as part of the Junior Cricket Sixers program on the ground, and they will be taking part in some cricket activities. You can see one of the schools there. I'll just run through the scorecard. Netherlands won the toss and had no hesitation to bat on what's a mighty fine cricket wicket for one-day cricket. And we had Stephen Myberg, 88 off 98 deliveries, which included 9 fours and 5 sixes. He was the highest scorer before he was caught by Ehsan Khan, a diving catch at fine leg off the bowling of Nadeem Ahmed. Rippon left a ball that jagged back, knocked him over for 0. Ben Cooper, 43 off 37 deliveries, included 6 fours and a 6. Wesley Barassi, 11 off 13. Van der Muur, who looked in good touch actually, before he was caught by Jamie Atkinson long on off the bowling of Azaz Khan for 62. He struck 4 sixes in that and 3 boundaries. Peter Boren, the skipper, just falling across his stumps, trying to almost scoop it or sweep it down to fine leg. Slipped over and was adjudged LBW right in front for 40 off 36 deliveries. And Max O'Dowd, who was the last wicket to fall, was caught by Bubba Hyatt, a diving catch at a long off, struck the ball quite well off the bowling of Ehsan Nawaz for 16 off 14 deliveries. And then we had Peter Seller, who was 50 off 42 deliveries, which included 5 boundaries. And Van Mariken faced 1 delivery for his score of 1. The bowling figures, some expensive bowling figures in there. 2 for 62, Ehsan Nawaz off his 10 overs. And then we had Azaz Khan, who was quite expensive in the end. He opened the bowling with Ehsan, 2 for 73 off 10. Ehsan Khan, 2 for 49 off his 9 overs. He went off the field with what looks to be a sore finger after taking that diving catch at fine leg. Tanvir Ahmed, none for 63 off 10. Nadeem Ahmed, 1 for 58 off 10. And Anshman Rath, the single over that cost him 16. So we've got the kids on the field for the lunch break. Ryan, thank you for joining us. No doubt we'll get you in the second innings as you watch your new adopted team try and defend this score of 7 for 330.
Should be a fantastic run chase, Charlie, and I look forward to watching it.
Excellent. We'll be back in around about 40 minutes time from now. We do hope you can join us then, and we will see you later on.